Hey everybody, welcome to the FGC Summer Community Series. My name is BP Tank. Joining me is C4IQ. C4, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I know it's kind of like the cliche thing to say, but I'm hyped. This is going to be such a sick bunch of Guilty Gear games we're going to get. So let's just get started. Yeah. Let's go. I want games right now.
Well, calm your horses, C4. Yeah, we're going to be bringing you the latest and greatest in Guilty Gear Strive matches in just a moment. But, you know, got to spice it up a little bit. We've got to sort of lean into it. So let's talk a little bit about the games that we've had beforehand. So look a little bit at the format. So we had two community called open qualifiers, and that's how we've managed to get our top 8 bracket today. So of course all the data that you'll be seeing and the actual seeding of the bracket has all come from these two open qualifiers which we've had before. Of course it's going to be a double elimination tournament for this top 8, and it's best of 5 matches as well. So you know what that means. That means that there's plenty of Guilty Gear that's going to be happening on all throughout today. But unfortunately there can be only one winner, and what a prize the first place winner gets. They'll be getting a hospitality package valued at $3,000 to go to EVO. Yes, that's right. First place winner gets to go to EVO, gets to represent the European region for Guilty Gear Strive. All thanks to PlayStation and, of course, this summer community series with Guilty Gear Strive. But if you don't manage to get first place, as you can see there, second place you get $200. And there's even more a bit further down, as you can see on screen right there. So maybe it might help them fund to get themselves over to EVO if they fall just shy. But all of these players that you'll be seeing today will be walking home with something, which is always good to get. And of course, coming up, we got to see the bracket right here. We've got quite a stacked top 8. Some of these names you may have seen before if you've been following Guilty Gear Strive for quite some time. And you can see that first match right there, True Devon versus Angel Mr. Utsi. So it's going to be a German standoff straight off the bat. But of course, we'll be watching to see how the results pan out. We'll be bringing you the bracket all the way throughout today so we can refresh your memory and see how your favorite players are getting along. So that's the bracket. It's looking pretty stacked. I'm pretty stoked, C4. How about you?
I already told you, Tank. I want the games.
Man, a few words. He just wants the matches. He just wants the games right here, right now. But of course, if you didn't manage to get in today's bracket, there's loads of other tournaments that you can go and compete at, not just with Guilty Gear Strive, but with loads of other fighting games and loads of games just in general. And of course, if you want to be a part of that, be sure to head on over to compete.playstation.com and get yourself signed up for some amazing tournament matches brought to you by PlayStation. Of course, we had Tekken 7 yesterday, we had Mortal Kombat 11, but as I said, it's not just fighting games that PlayStation are also bringing. We got like Apex, you got FIFA 22, NBA, all that kind of stuff. So if you're a fan of just games in general and you want to get that competitive streak going, like I said, head on over to compete.playstation.com and get yourself signed up. And of course, talking about EVO and the amazing prizes that are being handed out by PlayStation, if you want to head on over to EVO, if you don't manage to get through the tournament, you can save yourself a little bit of money. If you use the code FGC Arcade at checkout when you're purchasing your event pass, you can save yourself $25. Doesn't cover the arena ticket. So, of course, if you want to save yourself extra money on that, you have to go and win EVO. Well, just get into the top 8 to avoid that arena ticket stage. But as I said, $25 is quite a good save. So register now over at evo.gg. And remember to use the code FGC Arcade to save yourself $25. It's quite a steal. So, let's go into our first match. Let's talk a little bit about the players. Well, of course, I just mentioned how it's going to be a German standoff. Angel Mr. Utsi and True Devon. Let's talk a little bit about them, C4.
Yeah, so we've seen these players numerous times. I think True Devon is probably like the standout player, only because his offline performances, right? He's a really, really strong Ram player. Ram, is obviously considered a very good character, but True Devon has shown that they know this character fundamentally really, really well. So I want to know his record, which is going to come up on screen any second now. And I don't think it's going to shock anyone. Because he's shown his dominance in previous winners. Look at that. 5 wins, 0 losses. He has no L's. That's Ram Eagle. No L's. Ram Eagle.
Consistency is like a it's obvious to say it, of course, but when you see consistency at 100% win rate, that is actually something to be truly scared of when you're going up against a player of True Devon's caliber. But of course, Angel Mr. Uzi, as I say, is also coming from Germany, going in with Nagoro Yuki as well. So already we've got almost kind of what felt like very strongly defining characters of Season 1 going up against each other. And Angel Mr. Uzi has been pretty much seen in a lot of places, both online and offline, for Guilty Gear Strive. So definitely hitting the grindstone there. Just a little bit shy. But then again, of course, there have been more matches played by Angel Mr. Uzi as well. So maybe that might be a factor. Maybe that might be the first loss on True Devon's card. We will have to see. Of course, we're talking about how volatile this game's going to be with it being the start of Season 2, only just starting 2 weeks ago. Lots of changes, some good, some bad. And of course, it's really up to these really high-level players to try and adapt to the new pace of the game. And we're going to go straight into it, round start. Both of these characters looking to try and play that mid-range, definitely trying to hit with their most prominent ranging buttons. But Angel, starting off strong, already has the corner position.
Goes to burst, let's go back to neutral, and look at that. E saying no, stay in this corner, using their burst defensively to keep the corner position. Oh my gosh, hit with the Yeezys. Gonna break the wall, is that gonna be enough to kill? I believe so, it is.
Yeah,
how
6-8
quick was
straight
that?
off the bat, yeah. Nagoro Yuki definitely making use of those brilliant new blood changes to his buttons. Makes his really good S-Series buttons even stronger.
Oh, if I get the bite, I win the fight.
Yeah, of course, for those of you who have never watched Guilty Gear before, me and C4 kind of have it. I'm saying if Nagoro Yuki gets his command grab, which was that bite that you saw just a moment before, he's guaranteed to win the match. Whether, of course, that tends to be the case, we'll have to see. But yeah, so
Excuse
far,
me?
the prophecy turns out to be true. Okay, C4.
Look, I feel bad because obviously I'm getting like paid to commentate, but there's nothing else to say. Because when you get the bite, there is nothing else to say. Like the game's over. So I didn't know what else to say. Sorry to leave you in the lurch there, Tank. But he got the bite, he wins the fight.
Yeah.
I don't write the script. I didn't discover this. I was shown it on a parchment, on a scroll, and I just believed it. I just believed it. And it's never strayed me away. I don't know about that round start. Instant burst. Had to. Oh no, it's still looking pretty bad for them. Tank already in the corner. True Devon trying to fight their way out. But look, you don't need 2 swords. You only need 1 to do the damage.
Of course, one more touch will do it with the red Roman cancel to be able to steal it away. He's just out for it. He had to take. He had 1 taste of the juice, and then that was it. He was like, "Give me more."
Oh. Well, I guess it's 2-0.
Yeah.
I'll pretend like I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, maybe True Divine is the one who's going to break the prophecy. He does get out of the corner, but he takes a massive 2H, and he's just going to go to the other corner now.
And of course, using that brilliant series, but gets a counter hit out. True Devon managing to push back out into the mid-screen, forcing E to use FD to create some space. But it all worked out in E's favor, managing to push out just far enough to get that low to trip him up. Taking a very quick 2-0 as well. Are we going to see a very early character change, maybe? Maybe we'll have to see.
Maybe. I mean, I'm not sure who they would pick, and I will never know because they're sticking with Ram Lethal. Is Angel Mr. Uzi going to put the first L on True Devon's card?
Well, True Devon has already lost the sword, just getting it back now, but gets caught out with a 2H jump. It's deja vu all over again. Wall break.
Yeah, positive bonus. Not sure if they're going to need much of it.
What a backdash. What a call out with the whiff punish as well.
L neutral.
Putting himself on match point.
Oh, but True Divine has neutral 2, gets the counter hit 2D, but he doesn't want any of that. Try to 6P through the sword. I like the attempt, but being a big body, it's going to be very hard to avoid that. And the lows, the creep check, breaks the wall, and True Devon finally looking like they're going to mount some sort of W, and they're silent to get hit with the Yeezys, and he gets the throw here, Tank.
Block so super.
Nice confirm. Gets the knockdown in the corner. Oh, well, you know what?
Mix for game. Both players with 50 resource. PRC into the throw. Doesn't get an OTG, however. Oh, spaces out just enough so he can punish the YRC. A clean 3-0 at the start of this tournament series.
I am beside myself. I cannot believe that YRC did not hit. That is true pain. I mean, he did get the bite, and apparently, you know, Daisuke up there said that YRC is just going to hit. He got the bite. He has to win. That was an amazing performance, I think, from Engel Mitsuuchi. Considering, like we were saying, how good True Devon is and his offline accolades, right? We know E from the Sony tournaments, right? The other PlayStation tournaments, because he used to enter those. And he has, I think, times 10. He is KOK'd his way to being one of the best players to maybe take the tournament, because how he speed ran this set is actually a testament to his skill, I thought. Gets ran.
Yeah, it's very important not to waste your mental energy this early on in the tournament, right? And he definitely put that into demonstrations. Like, I'm just gonna try and commit to level 1. I'm gonna call out on these backdashes. I'm not gonna give True Devon any respect because quite frankly, he hasn't earned it as of yet.
Absolutely not. As you can see here, look at the pressure. Yeah, and the frame traps. Nini got the counter hit confirmed there. And yeah, like we said, True Devon did find moments of like genius where he fought out of Nago's pressure. But yeah, I think like here, he was ready for it. There's what the character can do, and then there's what the player can do, right? Devon found out what to do against Nago, but then Engel Mitsuuchi just came out with the knowledge check and kept him in the corner. That was so grimy. So good, man.
Brilliant player expression, definitely showing it through with E there with Nago Ryuki as well. So easily gets a clean 3-0, putting himself into the winners semis. Now, of course, we're going to have to wait for the result of our next match, Jetstream versus Cheese, to see who Angel Mitsuuchi is going to be going up against. And of course, you can see it's not over for True Devon yet. He's only got one L on the card, not two. It's not over for True Devon yet, but he's going to have to wait to see how that losers bracket fills out a little bit later on. We'll be able to see his results come in when we refresh those brackets a little bit later on. But as you can see, coming up next, we've got Jetstream versus Cheese, and it's going to be Italy versus the UK coming up in this next match right here. Of course, Jetstream, another Nago Ryuki player that we'll be having coming up, so perhaps we'll see, as I was talking a little bit about before, about character expression coming through with these players, see if there's things a little bit different. So as I said, coming in from Italy at the young age of 18, probably, I'm pretty sure he's our youngest player here at the FGC Arcade for Guilty Gear Strive.
Yeah, I know. Shouts to Spaghetti Showdown, the group that train absolute menaces like Jetstream. We've got Nago on the card, obviously, that's what he's known for, but don't be fooled. He's got pocket characters. I, myself, have fallen short to his Leo. So I know he's not just a one-weapon person. He's definitely got a pocket Gold Lewis as well. Not sure if we're going to see them today. His record's not the greatest, but you know what? He is here. He did qualify, so he must be good enough. Cheese, on the other hand, here we go. One of our English representatives has a Ram on the table. So we're getting the same match, Ram versus Nago.
And of course, just with these statistics coming in, of course, these are from the two qualifier tournaments that we had before. Some players entered one and managed to get in. Other players entered both of them. So there is kind of a little bit of a skew depending on how many tournaments they did enter, and of course the results from said tournaments as well. That's why some players have had 9 matches played, 5 matches played, etc, etc. But of course, again, being able to see those numbers, being able to see like the percentages in their win value, so it won't paint the entire picture, but it sort of gives you a little hint towards consistency as a player, which is quite an important factor. Not the end all be all, as we just saw in that last match. So let's go into it. Another Ramlefall versus Nago Ryuki coming up next.
Let's see if we're going to get a repeat, or if Cheese can turn this around. We've seen both of these players before, right? So Cheese is definitely one of the PSN All-Stars. He's been battling out here. Jetstream plays on anywhere he can play Guilty Gear, you'll see him there. So it's cool to see him in this environment. Let's see if he's ready for the shenanigans of Cheese.
Oh, and an immediate dash cancelling the start of dash straight into the projectile throw, immediately getting the corner position, using the RC to extend. tripping up Jetstream in the corner, forcing him to use his burst.
Nice, these 5Ps are so good. Check-in. I like Jetstream, but you can't 5P that. Far S. He tried to go for the bite, but Jets... Look, Cheese knows the prophecy. He said, no, I want to win. I'm not going to get bit today. And he's looking like he's on form. Was the sword out. What a tech from Jetstream, but it's not enough. He's going to break the wall. I think the guts are going to kick in. Yeah, he's not dead. He's got a couple of pixels there. Still alive, 6P to interrupt the Far S, but Street knows the matchup.
Oh, and gets caught with the 5D at the end there. Really good offensive selection of options there all the way throughout, you know, constantly going for a nice fuzzy low, going for the overheads and the tick throws, you know, really good circle of offense showing from Cheese straight off the bat.
Oh, a little bit too aggressive on Jetstream's wake up there, just gets thrown. Look at the backdash on these big buttons, but gets served up a massive 6P to the jaw. Tries the backdash, good confirm. Jetstream was so ready for the air conversion. He's gonna take him to the skies. We're gonna smell the ocean. We're gonna clean up the glass. As he's gonna get smashed all over the floor. Positive bonus for Jetstream. He's got so many options to pull out of his pocket. Tries to go for the shimmy. He's got the 50 tension, gets the PRC. Yes, throw, and Jetstream was in the air, nowhere near those 3 hugs, get the big damage, and that's 1 round apiece.
Going into this final round already with the burst bait already establishing the corner, but Cheese managing to press 5P, making really good work of just being able to stagger against Jetstream's offense, pushing back out to the mid-screen.
That's the confirm now? That's really sick. Oh no, he got bopped on main. Oh, never mind. Judo throw puts him down. Big jump in FD to try and get some space. I like it, but
that's like little mental stagger.
Yep, just Beyblades. When you think you're just out of range for a normal, or you can just hold up, in comes the Beyblade. Always got to be ready for that. It's hard to maneuver around, but like you said, because the game's a little bit different now, I believe it is punishable on blocks.
-3 now, yeah. It went from 0 to -3, but still a very good, strong neutral tool when you have that sort of mental stagger between the players where it's like, oh, am I hesitating to jump or want to try and make use of this slight gap that they've left me? Because it's still a very fast move.
Indeed. But back to this game, both players with 50 tension. The tin swipe whiffs. You don't see that often. What a tech! I tried to press the button afterwards. Cheese, I like that. Not going to break the wall. Drops the combo so he can keep the corner. Swords are out. Blocks the Beyblade, but it's an FD, so I don't think he can get the throw punish. But he does get a little bit of space. Oh my gosh, it's mask off. Can he kill? I think he can. He is brown bread. Keep that mask on your face.
Of course, it was a little bit of a sticky situation with Cheese losing both of their swords, pretty much disabling their ability to play neutral against Nagoriyuki, but of course that all led to that blood pop, and the swords didn't matter anymore. The win condition was right there.
Yeah, looking at your opponent's resources is just as important as managing your own, right? And that's a perfect case of that. Right now, using the tension for FD, trying to gain some space, looking for an opportunity to escape. Just holds their ground, maybe looking for a 6P opportunity on a Far S. Either player could. Beyblade, we're in there, but look at the blood pressure. I think Nago's getting angry. You can see it rising.
And with that anger, of course, Cheese decides to go on a lethal strike.
Oh, he believes. Tanky believes he can win. He goes for the first, and he hasn't got much health. Cheese gets his 6P confirmed. Wreckers put him in the corner. Shimmied, and his mask off again. He's got a burst though. Oh, look at the blood sword.
And the 5P to be able to push it into the corner. Cheese is having to use FD once again. Doesn't want to have to deal with chip normals. And gets put into the dirt. Final round once again for game 2.
Yo, this mask off Jetstream has been doing pretty good work. I mean, they've lost one and won one. The 6P, no, that confirm was crazy. It was probably because they were so high up in the air as well. Delete.
Oh, that's a huge counter hit as well. 50 meter on the side of Jetstream. A lot of resources to work with, but once again, T4, blood is going to be a big factor now.
Wow.
Lands on the other side. Charge 5D.
That was... They should take a screenshot of that and put in the dictionary for ambiguous. I didn't even know how... That looked like it hit center. The air attack definitely looked like it hit center. Let alone having to block high or low afterwards. That was pretty gassed, I might say. Speaking of gas, Oh, what? He burst. When did he use any blood moves? He's lost half his health tank. He's just for existing. He's lost half of his health.
Oh, nearly. Well, geez, almost nearly lost half of their health just from that sequence alone. Jetstream on the offense, gets the bite, tries to go for a throw, ends up getting punished. Not even the PRC can save Jetstream. Oh, but this is a corner carry. Back into the corner, and the bite doesn't even need to use the resources from the bite afterwards.
No spoilers. No spoilers. You got two. I mean, he was really going for the second one, but he still did clutch out the win, I guess. No disagreement there. Nice to be anticipating the poke. There's another one though from Cheese. Easy to the face, keeping them honest. 2S, 5S, hitting the corner. What an insane tech, but Jetstream is ready for the offense after. Look for the burst. There's the gold version. Tin the swipe. Goes low, but nice blocks. Ooh, high sword, low sword, explosions. Trying to get close enough to pick him up. There you go. He's got both of them back on deck. And he throws him out of the dash cancel. The new stuff from Season 2. Oh, trying to shoot him with the Fukio. Oh, the blood. The blood. Oh, he stopped last second. Did that stop because he got hit?
Must have done.
I think Cheese got the hit, looked at the resources and went, oh, he's going to go mask off. Then it stopped raising. I think that's the only reason he didn't confirm that, right?
Yeah, must have done. Because, of course, we've seen the blood pop being consistent throughout all three of those games. So, of course, if they fooled me, must have definitely fooled Cheese on top of that as well. You know, just a very consistent pop. But the one time it doesn't work, ow.
Yep.
You hate to be caught slipping. So, two Nagoriyukis already managing to show quite a stellar performance right at the very start. So, if we've had a match before and then we're going to have a mirror match afterwards, this is definitely looking good for Nagoriyuki at the moment. But as we mentioned before, it's not all over yet. We'll be seeing these guys a little bit later on. But Cheese definitely was, I think, definitely putting on a strong Ramafall showing, like a lot of Season 2 techniques that were getting shown by Cheese as well. But I think both of these players definitely utilized Season 2 counter hits the most. You know, like a lot of counter hit 5Ps being able to convert 5k counter hit conversions, which I think is probably the most scariest part of Season 2, right? The fact that, like, look at that, being able to get that counter hit 5p to then carry all the way in towards the corner is super scary.
Yeah, I think both players shown like real good understanding of their characters. Right there, we saw Jetstream utilize mask off, which normally is a bad thing for a Naga, but utilizing that max pain time to go, oh, I'm going to anti-air this jumping, right? And then we saw Cheese with real good control of the swords, right? Not throwing them out willy-nilly. He didn't get hit by too many like 6Ps in neutral, which is really good. Obviously, normally known as the anti-air 6P, right? But we can use it for like countering pokes in this game. And he did really well to not get hit by those too many times. We saw his patience with a character that is very easily going to snowball you mentally to go in. But we're going to see Cheese go into floor 10, aka lower bracket, against his brethren, True Divine, in a Ram mirror down below there. But like you said, both the Nagos, Nago and Yuki, staying in Celestial in upper bracket.
So, of course, I'm pretty sure the first couple of rounds of Losers Bracket is going to be played whilst, of course, we continue on throughout this top side, the Celestial, as you so called it, C4. But as we continue on this one side, as you can see, we've got Kiev going up against Tivik. And, of course, Kiev going up. He's really good representation with Kiev. I think, where are they coming from? Is it Finland? Is it with Kiev? No, it's Paris. My apologies. Paris. Yes, as you can see there, with the Zato 1 as well. Kiev also not unfamiliar to EVO as well. Of course, noting that they've went to EVO Japan to become a champion in 2019 as well. So this is someone who's been on that big stage before with EVO.
And that's a good thing to have, right? Being able to kind of maintain your composure in high stress situations is a trait that you can't really learn from playing online. Or even like at locals, you really have to have that big stake at the end of the tournament. And obviously, this is one of the biggest stakes that I've seen for an online tournament. Hospitality treatment from PlayStation or EVO. That's so sick. So let's see which one of these players are going to advance their way closer and closer to that. We have Tikovic 10 wins, 4 losses. That's not a bad record. So, yeah.
And of course, we're going to be seeing Zato 1 going up against Sol. Quite an even matchup, but let's see how these players start off against each other.
So instead of reflecting,
well, clearly, man like Frederick, aka Sol Bad Guy, has an advantage because Zato can't see.
Zato can't see, but he has Eddie for eyes.
That's
Let Eddie
true.
be your sight.
I think that's how it's going to go down. And obviously, Eddie, if you don't know the matchup, is a big component to how Zato plays. As a Zato enthusiast who hasn't got the dexterity to play that character, but does like to cosplay as every now and again, I will try and use Eddie to commentate this match. We're keeping the belt on. No, but let's pretend I am. And let's see the offense from the blind assassin. And Tikovic doesn't want it, immediately burst in there.
But of course, Tikovic going straight on the offense with Eddie off the field of play. Managing to get a burst whiffed from Kiev. It's going to go into a 6H, probably a failed super input at that point, but still has that 50 meter to call out on the neutral, and call out on the neutral Tikovic does.
The classic jump P from Sol. Oh, nice 6H, just stuffing out anything Kiev was thinking about doing. 2P interruption, gets the piercer, no confirm. There's a pose, and he goes right back to Zato's side. Nice leap.
Oh, does catch him out with the pierce. Takes the opportunity to call Eddie away, regain that gauge. For those of you, of course, who are new to Guilty Gear, you can see on Keith's side playing Zato 1, he has a unique gauge above his meter. That's his Eddie gauge, and whenever he uses an action, of course, whenever he releases a button, the little shadow does a move afterwards, and that's all bound to that little bar above his super gauge. So it's a very important part. Really, really good Zatos are going to be able to make it seem as if that bar doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's always going to be blue, and the only time you see it red is when you're in the Sharknado. That's normally how really good Zatos play. And they've obviously got sound fundamentals as well. Having to be able to play without Eddie is a skill within itself, but you never really want to have that situation. Right now, you can see it is on red, goes for the burst, gets hit with Invite to Hell, the low drill from nowhere. But Sol is in. Frederick the scientist looking for an answer, but keeps saying there's no answer here.
To call out the throw.
Oh my gosh, tap, tap. It's the low, sweep his legs, backdash on the throw, finds his far rest in his face. It's the low again, and he's forced into the corner. Tank, good defense here from Tikovic.
Good defense from both of these players. Of course, constantly being able to put themselves out of these stickier situations. 6P from Kiev to be able to push Sol off. Gets punished with the positioning. Doesn't go for damage. Goes for the corner instead. Calls him out on the throw. Kiev with game 1.
Classic, right? It's such a rock and a hard place with Zato is oppose and throw. Like, it's so scary, right? Because if you backdash, the opposed does the attack afterwards, so you get punished. It's very hard to jump out of as well. So it's rough. I mean, Sol does have answers. He's got a Dragon Punch, but obviously because of opposed being there, that really deters you from wanting to do it.
Yeah, and of course also Sol being one of the few characters that has a very fast normal in the form of his 5K, that really does help against. Sol has a lot of options that other characters with only 5-frame normals would be able to get right. But Kiev, making it look as if none of that matters, already deciding to spend the burst, gets the corner position, sets the drill, goes for the sword to go for another loop of offense, whiffs the YRC, doesn't get a huge punish off it, but ends up wasting the resource.
I really like the revolver to get out of the corner as well, just jumping over man like Zato, but it didn't really help, just dies on their feet mid-screen. Kiev is definitely turning it around, considering how the first match went in Tikovic's favor. Kiev has definitely got some fiber optics. The download's real quick, and you need to be like that in this game because you can absolutely disintegrate in 2 or 3 hits.
Yeah, it's definitely not been slowed down in regards to offense, right? Which, as a Zato, you just want to always be offense, because Zato, defensive-wise, like health value-wise, and also in regards to their defensive tools, apart from like Oppose, but even then Oppose has its weaknesses, Zato doesn't have a lot to fall back on. Like, this is going to do a lot of damage.
Tank. Do you know how sick that was? Because last time he did that revolver, do you remember he take the throw? So this time he did revolver and backdash and absolutely deleted his health bar for saying, fool me once, shame on me. fool me twice, I'm going to delete your health bar. That's what he said. That is the bar, word for word. Here we go, Sharknado next round. Gets the Eddie meter back, 5p. Leak, Kermit the Frog, featuring Zato. Breaks the wall. He's still got 50 tension as well. You might want to put a sword in the stone. No, he wants the PRC and get some space.
Tigovic deciding to burst out the corner, ends up getting thrown mid-screen. Chip is going to become a factor and just throws out the Dragon Punch. Tries to go for a wild throw. Keeve says no. Gets a very hard punish there with the 5H taking game 2. Like I said, both of these players rather, are showing really good defensive options, but when you're a character, playing a character that doesn't have that defensive option baked into their character design, being able to play very defensively goes at the whole extra mile, right?
Oh yeah, and you can see it, like, player expression for sure from Keeve. Not only, I mean, I didn't see it because, you know, I'm cosplaying right now, but the BRC, to make sure they saw the punish opportunity with the whiff wild throw is really crucial. And like you said, a character that hasn't got any traditional get off me moves, no reversals, no invul supers, so being quick and cautious with your attention is crucial. So is execution. As we can see, these combos, Excalibur, Sword in the Stone, positive bonus, glasses everywhere, down the canyon. Keeve is looking in perfect form until you get punched in the mouth. Shout out to Mike Tyson. Everyone's got a plan, right? Until this happens.
But Keeve decided to utilize all that screen space to back all the way up. We've pretty much gone corner to corner without any buttons connecting at that point. Just all that real estate, which is super important in like the meta of fighting games, right? Being able to have that screen control so that you can defensively fall back. Keeve getting a strong start in the corner, gets the 6H, calls out on the DP. Not getting much from it, but still retaining that corner position. Tidovic saying, no, get off me.
That was sick. I don't know why I get hyped over 6p confirms, especially when they're annios. That was really clean. 6p into 2S just before it hit the ground. Nice confirm, but now he's got to deal with soul pressure. That's a counter hit. He RCs just to make sure he gets maximum damage. Omelette do damage.
He's got
100 tension.
Or just gonna throw out the shark. Once again, Chip potentially becoming a factor now as we go for another loop of pressure. Just does an empty jump straight to Sharknado. Damned Fang is going to take that match.
Damn Keith. That was good. That was good. Turning the tables, even though they were on their back right from the wall break. Utilizing 100 tension. I think doing the Morphus, aka Among Us, round start is super good, right? I think they buffed it slightly so it's faster and it's still got those plus things behind it.
It's really fast. It's super fast. It actually is fairly utilized as like a neutral sort of stop tool, right? Because anything that the opponent is trying to do at that time, you've just got to give up because the shark will come and bite you. It will come and bite you, so you're just going to have to hold that for a little bit. But yeah, utilizing that and then still having 50 meter on top of it, super strong option. But so with these punishes on these DPs, like I really like the idea of understanding that I'm not going to be able to kill off this counter hit sequence, so let me go for the positioning as a punish towards Tidovic, right? Get this corner locked down, which is where Zato wants to be, where we can start getting these crazy, ambiguous high-low throw loops.
And yeah, it was just kind of a standard in terms of game plan from Zato, right? Just get that first block string and apply as much pressure as you can. And there was the defensive options we saw, right? Not over committing to offense, not using the bar, because it would have been very easy for him to go for Sun Void, right? Like here, as a block string, because it's very potent and it can really scare your opponent into using their tension on defense because they don't want to take the chip. So really smart using the BRC option there. And this was a 6p confirm. So clean. So clean.
But of course, Tidovic being able to actually bring out the damage as and when was needed helped to make this look a lot closer than it was. Of course, it was a 3-0, but Keeve had to throw out quite a fair few defensive options to be able to enable that, right? And of course, this was the one that took it all, just that really disgusting empty jump into Damned Fang command grab. So of course, Keeve will be progressing forward. Of course, 3-0s all the way throughout today. Tidovic is going to be waiting on loser's side. He's going to be waiting for the results of our next and final match of this round 1 winner's side. Akarayan going up against Tiger Pop.
Yeah. This, in any other timeline, any other day, is the grand finals. These two players are excellent in their characters and as a player, right? So I'm super excited to see who is going to go into floor 10 and cause havoc down there, because any one of these two players is going to cause a lot of damage. But anyone can win, because we've seen the previous matches and how explosive they can be. So if you keep your mental really clean and capitalize off your opportunities, I think anyone has a chance on the day to win this. And obviously, because of the the prize, everyone's going to be super sweaty. I hope they've got deodorant with their pad stick, hitbox, whatever they're playing with, because they're going to get mad sweaty, 100%. But yes,
just
Tiger
a
Pop,
little hand towel, just wipe off.
Yeah, perspiration maybe makes some players work harder. I'm not sure, but Ryan, aka Ryan, 22 from Austria, an avid Geo player, always streaming, always improving, and I think they said they like the improvements to Geo since the patch.
Yeah, definitely. Probably one of the larger sort of game plan changes has come in the form with Giovanna Season 2. Tiger Pop, on the other hand, of course, 20, coming from the UK, our other England representative coming here with Happy Chaos. Happy Chaos being quite emboldened this season with his changes as well. Definitely playing that very strong sort of frame trap game, playing the mid-range, a really good lockdown coming in. And of course, Tiger Pop, definitely one of the strongest players to utilize that with Happy Chaos.
Yeah, Tiger Pop, aka he's known as the Slough Gunslinger. He's Happy Chaos, came out of nowhere. Wasn't very prominent in the early stages of Guild Gear Strive, but right now is dominating all over the place. Any tournament that allows him to enter, he's dominating. So let's see if he can do this against Ryan, though, because like I said, Ryan's been a very formidable member of like the elites in EMEA for sure with this Geo, and it's going to be hard, right? Because I think some of the Happy Chaos players say that Geo's one of the characters that cause him trouble because of her speed. And don't forget the Mago button, 2D God can catch anyone.
Yeah, we're going to start the audition. As you were saying, of course, with Giovanna being able to have such a strong step dash, right? They don't have like a traditional run. One of the big problems that players have been having against Happy Chaos is trying to run in between the gaps of the pressure, right? But what a character to be able to deal in that situation. And Ryan starting off the pressure straight off the bat. Already met, though, with Curse getting laid out all the way back out onto full screen. And so the game plan begins.
Ooh, when the first bullet did miss, oh my gosh, we got the Autobots roll out. And he rolled into a mix-up, 5K, just check in. Oh, the confirm with the bullets. No, that doesn't catch the back, that's right. Yeah, so he ran out of focus, that's why he had to put the gun away, because he couldn't shoot any more bullets. But maybe he noticed that, and that's why he backdashed. Ryan going for the acrobatics, the gymnastic super, but was too far, did not get reached. We're going to get a wall break this early. That's almost 50% gone off of the health, and he's already got the positive bonus.
Going to have to be very careful how Ryan decides to burst here. If he even chooses to do so, he might just try and throw out a Hail Mary normal to be able to deal with the situation. There he goes. But with Tiger Pop with 100 meter, already spending 50 meter of it now.
So smart, right? Doing that to get all their bullets back so you don't get caught reloading. Oh my gosh, he's roly-poly with the shots, and he gets another super. Dios X. So quick. But I think this is going to be kind of the matchup, right? Because Ryan has to force the momentum. They have to go forward, because staying back is only going to result in them reducing their tension, because they're going to have to start FDing the bullets not to take too much chip. And if he sees that they want to be too defensive, Tiger Pop with Happy Chaos will just go in, because his block strings are just as good as his defense. Sorry, his zoning, right? Even though they did tone it down a little bit in the last patch, making it so the focus is used a little bit more now when he does the shot from further away.
Though, of course, once again, sort of similar to what we were discussing when we were having that Sato match earlier, a good Chaos player is going to make them resources not really feel like much of a factor when coming up against them. But Ryan diving in, tries to take a chance. Tiger Pop winning out on that clash.
Oh my gosh, look at the damage. Tiger Bot's playing for David Brent right now. Doing it for all the paper.
Catches out the 6-speed normal.
No way. That whip punishes. Oh. Shout out to Wernham Hog. Oh, but no, Agarai's got 100 tension. This could be real bad. Look at the wrist build up. He got away with PRC in the 2S. What a mad lad.
Oh, the Mago button coming into factor. Okay, Agarai has to take it from here. But Tiger Pop pushing out straight away. Goes for the Hail Mary 6S.
Oh my gosh, he was a fade away. Oh, he's baiting. He's looking for something. He's got 50 tension.
Oh, tried to be sneaky. Tried to give him the sauce.
Oh yeah, there's no dip with these chips today. Oh, the 2K under the 5K though, that was sick. Gold burst. Oh no, he's gonna let
These players are throwing everything.
That was so smart. Hit the scapegoat and went, no, you're not escaping this. Hits him with the RC burst. Dust hits. Not enough to kill 2S. Oh, concentration. He's got all the focus. He's ready for the test. But is he going to get all the answers right? Yes, he is.
Dotted all the lines, crossed all the T's. Game 2 once again going to Tiger Pop. A bit closer this time on the side of Agaraian, but just not quite close enough. Definitely utilizing a lot more resources offensively in that match.
Yeah, and it was a really... The thing with Agaraian's game plan, he is so quick to think. I think the scapegoat thing kind of got overlooked because obviously he still lost the round, right? But seeing that he hit the scapegoat, saw that Tiger put PRC to keep themselves safe, and then went, well, if I do RC, now I've hit your scapegoat, you have to block the explosion from the RC. And he didn't, he got hit by it. So he had these chances, he's got these very quick, genius moments, but capitalizing them is pretty hard in this game because you've always got to consider someone else's tools and their resources, right? Especially with burst in the game.
And of course, resources, Tiger has a lot of plenty. He's already going to go for the super concentration. Agaraian's going to have to spend his burst to be able to not get the wall break go through. Tiger Pop saying, no, I want to keep this wall.
Yes, absolutely. Because that counter hit, like, Fire S would have been so devastating to Tiger Pop's momentum. Tiger Pop 1 round away from continuing the 3-0 sweeps.
Agaraian, once again, quite strongly getting the corner position, but Tiger Pop's been able to actually just be able to sneak through normals. This is looking like the strongest round Agaraian has had yet. Going to be able to get a hard knockdown and positive bonus to boot.
Trying to look for a stagger. Nice. Oh my gosh. Rindo can't martial arts. That's 6P. Perfect.
And that's a Giovanna round, right? That's the power of Giovanna. Like, sometimes you just will not get to play if that gap gets closed early on.
Nice dash block there. Not getting clipped by the 2S. We've seen that claim a lot of victims. Oh, we got the dash attacks. Utilizing those new buffs, but concentration again. He's got the cheat sheet. He's focused. Close. S counter hit. Lots of damage. We're going to go for the slump. Oh, he misjudged the wall break, but you never mind, he gets it eventually. Goes for the mid, there's the first. Agaraian on the pixel, the final pixel. Can he get in? Can he claim another heart on the side of Tiger Pop? Gets clipped with the 2S, but there's no shot. No focus. Here we go. That was so smart using the 2S. It's Moe hitting, so he hit the scapegoat. And he hit Happy Chaos. Is he going to do it?
Oh, amazing blocks on the RC overhead. Tiger Pop now starting on the offense, forcing Agaraian to use FD. Whiff punishes the burst.
Oh my gosh, he's baiting the throw as well.
Oh, what a scoop!
No, he took the combo.
Oh no.
Combonesia, not
Plus
like
frames.
this. Back go.
Oh, the whiff punish with the dash in! Oh my lord. As you said, C4, the speed of which this guy thinks and like recognizes the situation, amazing. No 3-0s, not a whole first round of 3-0s. Let's go, Agaraian. You're my champion.
He's the people's champion right now. He throw the curse in a situation where it looked so dire for him. Oh, I love it. Dash up cartwheel. Looking like he's going to go gymnastics for the Olympics. Speaking of gymnastics, he's rolling out. Rolling in. Griggs roll. Oh, nice.
There's no crash mats here, C4.
Goal. You know what? It's fine because it looked like this the last round that Agaraian took. So it's data. It's data, right?
Oh, immediately decided to throw out a burst. Oh, good blocks. Again, really utilizing these sequences with the Shadow clone, right? To be able to be like, no, Shadow Clone, you're going to still have to block this mix-up that I'm going to put against you, but speaking of mix-ups, having to deal with the footsies, quite literally. Guard crush.
Literally. Oh, it's too much. He's going to do
Going
it
for
again.
another loop.
Dios X. I think that... Nah, it's not going to kill. Yeah, okay. Oh, Pixel. Can you do it again? Final Pixel.
Backdash gold burst. Plus frames off the dive kick. On the 2S. Clipping at the heel. A 3-1 going to Tiger Pop.
Yo. 3-1. The first set that hasn't gone 3-0. Again, I think the Happy Chaoses do say that Geo's like hard to fight, but I think the speed of how Akarayan plays at is just unrivaled. The split-second decisions are really good, but you know what's quicker than those decisions? A bullet.
A gunshot.
Yeah. How do you outpace a bullet? I don't know. I think Akarayan might have the answer. Hopefully, we see him do some more really sick choices in the matches in floor 10. But yeah, right now, Happy Chaos, Tiger Pop. I say that the pop stands for pretty OP. Let's see how if he can keep that name in Celestial in the upper bracket here.
Now, both of these players, like I think, whiff punishing is what I'd use to describe this match. You know, both of these players, like Tiger Pop's utilage of like 2S is like next to like unprecedented. It's such a good normal, and the way that Tiger Pop uses it makes it even stronger. But Akarayan, though, definitely showing some strong whiff punish game of his own.
Yeah, and I think it is really hard to do against a character like Happy Chaos because he is one of few characters in 5 games full stop that can punish you for trying to whiff punish him because of how the gun mechanic works, right? He kind of breaks traditional footsies because of that. We saw him, maybe we did see it in one of the replays, where he whiffed a dust, the overhead attack, and went, you still can't do anything. You can't challenge me afterwards because I've got bullets in this chamber. I'm locked and loaded. And we saw Akarayan respect that. So he knows the matchup, but again, it's still very like opposite to how we've been trained to play in fighting games.
And of course, with that, we've finally got our first round of the Celestial upper bracket finally completed. You can see we've got Angel Limits to Utsi going up against Jetstream. We're going to be having a Nagaryuki mirror on the winner's side, followed, of course, by Keeve and Tiger Pop, going to be having a very extreme matchup with Zato going up against Happy Chaos. You can already see we've got some results going in on floor 10 there. Cheese, unfortunately, being our first elimination, losing 3-1 to True Devon. True Devon, of course, not happy with that first loss on his card. He's going to try and force his way through floor 10 lower bracket in order to get that run back, as I'm sure all of these players want to try and get on the lower bracket. Still got one more round on the lower bracket still to be played, as we've just had our last player, Akarayan, get put into lower bracket against Tikovic.
Yeah, that's going to be really hard fought battles, I feel, especially being in floor 10, right? Knowing that you're in the running for the first place, but you can't make any more mistakes in such a brutal game like Guilty Gear Strive. But if people in the chat want to compete in other games in the future, go check out compete.playstation.com. It's got all your gaming needs, not just fighting games, like Tank was saying earlier, stuff like Apex, so you can get your first-person shooter stuff going on, your sports as well. So, yeah, you two can be on this wonderful stream at another moment in time. But we are going to take a short break, all, calm ourselves down, because the game's only going to get more hyper as we get closer and closer to grand finals. So, yeah, go get a drink, go get a snack, get refreshed, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Calling all fighters. The PlayStation Tournament's FGC Arcade is back with the Summer Community Series starting this June.
Let battle commence.
Get ready for 6 weeks of scorching competition and awesome prizes across your favorite fighting games. Sign up in-game on your PS4 console or on the competition center at compete.playstation.com for your chance to win cash prizes and a round-trip ticket and competitor pass to EVO 2022. Think you're up for the challenge?
Hey guys, welcome back to this top 8 for Guilty Gear Strive at the FGC Arcade Summer Community Series. For those of you who just joined us, where have you been? I'm BP Tank and of course C4. We've just had an amazing round 1 on the upper bracket, and of course we're coming back with even more matches. C4, as you were talking about before, all these matches are like grand finals caliber with the players that are on display at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, we can see it here. Some of those names, people are going to be familiar with, maybe some not so much, but they have qualified to get here, so you know that they're going to have to be good by default. From the matches that we did see, they have been so brutal, even though the scores, you know, there's a lot of donuts there, there's a lot of O's, but all the matches have been crazy. And we still got loads more. As you can see, E versus Jetstream, that is going to be Nago versus Yuki. It's going to be an interesting one, right? Those two characters. Polarizing, for sure, to the scene.
And we've already got a losers match that's currently on the way as well. Of course, we've got Akarian playing down at the bottom there. He's going up against, I believe it was Tigovic when I was looking at the bracket there. Unfortunately, one of them would have to go home. But let's carry on the upper part of the bracket. Of course, as you can see there, we've got E going up against Jetstream, Nagaryuki versus Nagaryuki. This is definitely, we've talked a lot about character, like player expression, and this is going to be the match probably to look at in regards to that, because of course, with it being a mirror match, it's not the things that are similar, it's the things that differentiate us, that make us who we are, both in life and as fighting game players. So definitely going to be good to see. Nagaryuki just really doing well with the changes in Season 2, and both of these players. Who do you think would probably take it on top? I mean, Jetstream, I think, has got those command grab sequences down. I mean, Jetstream has been able to convert off a lot of command grab sequences. What do you think, C4?
Whoever gets the bite first. I mean, like you said, Jetstream got a lot more bites in their set over Engel mit the Uzi. But yeah, I think the momentum, like all jokes aside, momentum is key. Chat goes with E, 60%. I mean, it's almost half and half. 60%.
Yeah, it's a lot closer than what I thought it would be. So
yeah, for sure. Let's see if chat's right. They can all be right if they use the FGC Arcade code at checkout when you go to evo.gg. Get that $25 off, but not for the arena cover. Doesn't cover arena. But we can talk about that later. Let's talk about this mirror match first.
So, of course, just for reference, E is the Nagaryuki in the red, whilst Jetstream rocking out with the blue. We've got the Dante Virgil colours. But, of course, E already with the blood pop. Already losing quite a lot of health, but does have the corner position. Also 50 meter to boot. Gets a throw in the corner, however. Jetstream saying, no, keep your hands off me. Don't touch my drink.
Oh my gosh, he let it rip. Had to burst. Yeah, that was going to be so much damage. Never mind, he's right back in there. But look at the cholesterol. It's rising. Gets that judo throw back into the corner. So smart.
Jetstream already having 2 successful defensive throws, putting E on the back foot in the corner.
Well, there you go. Oh no, he doesn't go for a wall break there. YRC does connect. Blocks it out. I don't know. What is? How? Is it a draw? I think it has to be a draw, right?
Yeah, it nullifies it out. It's
back to anyone's game. He blocks it. Oh, reverse script.
I guess the bite actually doesn't nullify it, but puts a +1 on their counter, right? With E taking that one.
+1.
Falls out on the burst, gets a bite for his trouble.
Oh my gosh, that backdash was so clean. Engel. That was so sick. But look at the blood. It's high, it's rising. Goes with Blade. He's in. Double low gets blocked. FD as well, so he gets some space. But Blade negates space. Whiff throw. Had BRC. 6P whisk, but that was just a frame fuel tank. Don't worry about that.
Jetstream catching a lot of these backdashes on the side of E.
Good interruption.
Cleans it up with the OTG as well. Jetstream getting the first point on the board. He heard what you guys in chat were saying and was not happy about it. He was like, 60%? Let me show you. Yeah. It's at least 90%.
Minimum. Oh, well, another bite. No spoilers, please, chat.
That 90's now gone to 100 in the eyes of C4.
Oh, negated. It's anyone's game again. 100 tension though. For Engel, that was such a sick PRC, but the backdash again from Jetstream.
Oh, what option did he see? What did he see E do?
ABC did nothing. Tried to step on his toes. Counter hit. What a frame trap. Taking some corner. He's got beat up. He's going to save it. He's got 100 tension.
Goes for the PRC bite. Gonna use it. Still has 50 meter to work with as well. Doesn't even need it. Just does it with a fancy RC quick cancel just to finish it off.
He who bites last wins. That's how it's been happening. Oh, trying to hold up, I guess. Block the first load with the 2D sweep. Did connect. Throw. Jump in. Catches the backdash with the close S. That's so smart. It's really hard to avoid that button. Very active. Oh my gosh, synchronized dancing.
Angel winning out on the clash there. Gets a corner position. Forcing the meter to be spent. PRC once again. Jetstream, after spending all that meter, was like, man, you look like Kool-Aid. Let me get a sip.
Yep. He did whiff grab PRC into bite. Genius. More bites. Yum yum. Hands in the cookie jar. He's eating tonight. Nice challenge, right? With the 2-piece. Said, don't dash up on me. Ooh, big whiff for the throw. PRC. 2S counter hit. Trying to dash
Catches his feet with the counter hit.
Yep. Look at the blood. It's high. It's going
Right for
down,
both
though.
of these players. Oh, we're playing Samcho. We're playing neutral.
I love it. Ooh, superior. Footsies. Chat being pressed.
Clash 60! Oh, calculated. 90%.
Yo, he's going in. That blood is staying firmly where it needs to be. You are very good at this game, Mr. Jetstream. Very good. That's what I can say. 6p on 2H. Hello? And he was ready for it. That's the scary part. He was ready for it.
He just like to confirm straight out of it as well. Yeah. Definitely utilizing this chaos and just coming out on top with it as well.
Yeah. Jetstream is definitely showing not that he's better, but I think very different in what he's looking for in the mirror match, right? He's way more aggressive, especially with the bites, and just being close up, where I feel Engel is more kind of, I want to keep you away and keep my blood at a stable level so I get my really strong pokes, which is smart because both strategies are very strong with Nago. It just feels like, there is a character change. Get the books out, guys. We are reading today. The dictionary's at the ready. My one is, I'm gonna steal some notes. I'm gonna see how he deals with this matchup. We have
The King's
Leo
Dictionary.
Whitefang. Yes, the King, the second one. But he is here on screen on Engel mit der Uzi. The German playing the German character. I love to see it. So does Ambi. I know he does deep down.
But already managing to punish a flash kick. Jetstream trying to get that early lead established. Oh, the stun dipper 2.0 with that new sweep. Ends up, unfortunately, in the corner. Calls out the cold burst. Once again, Jetstream calling out on these options. Utilizing him to the fullest extent. Getting that wall break.
Oh, that feels
wow.
bad. Yeah, I mean, good 16. One of the things with Leo, he's got like an untraditional sweep, a not very traditional sweep, because he goes mid. Even though it is a low, he goes mid, so your like normal pokes will hit him out of it.
But on the flip side, he can crush lows with it as well, though, right?
Yeah.
So if he's like searching for Nagoriyuki to press them low hitting buttons, he can definitely punish them severely hard, especially with like how much distance Leo can cover ground with that button now. Oh, and that's what we're here for, to interrupt the pressure.
Got him. Yeah,
Right at the wall as well.
I think he went for the OS. You can do back turn K into dust, which gives you the counter. I think he might have mistimed it. It's unfortunate. Or it might have changed. That might not be available to Leo as an option in Season 2. Not quite sure. When I do counter, I mean it. I do it with my chest. I never OS. Oh, and I never play Blade, but maybe I should. Looks like a fun game.
Unfortunate there for Jetstream. Did manage to see the burst come out, but just not only to react in time. But Beyblade does take it out. Another 3-0 on the side of Jetstream. Jetstream Sam has to be said, he's definitely out there with his katana, definitely cutting people up in this winner's side bracket. But unfortunate there.
It's I don't
Sometimes
know if
you're just gonna have to go for it, right? You're just gonna have to go for that character change and then just be like,
yeah. I was about to say sometimes it looks like a mental break. And like, oh, I can't do it with my character. I need to pick a secondary. But sometimes you just need to have a new look on the matchup, and picking a different character can sometimes give that to you. Maybe Engel said, oh, there's something here I can capitalize on, but just not with Nago because I don't have the speed. Leo, I mean, he's not known for being a fast character, but he's a little bit more nimble on his feet, right? So that might have been the option he was looking for.
and it's also just like a general check against Jetstream's knowledge, right? Jetstream obviously utilizing very good mirror matchup knowledge, like being able to know what he has to put himself under in order to compete against Angel. And sometimes, even if the matchup isn't on paper in your favor, it's being able to understand why it isn't in your favor and utilizing that information to its full extent, right? It's one thing saying, oh, this matchup is like 6-4, 7-3, but it's then actually understanding why it is the way that it is, and then taking that information to actual matches, right?
Yeah, hopefully you can keep that momentum, right? 2-3 O's from Jetstream. Doing it for Italy. Almost there. One spot away from that grand final spot. And on the other side, we are going to find out who gets there next to him between Kiev and Tiger. Pretty OP.
We've already got some
versus
losers bracket results. Yeah, we've got loser results brackets as well. You can see Akarayan taking it 3-2 over Tigovic. Unfortunately, Tigovic having to bow out at this point. But on the bright side, I'm pretty sure the prize for coming in 8th place is $25. C4, what do you think you could use that $25 for?
You can use it to add to, you can multiply it. Well, not multiply, you can add it to the $25 off of your Evo pass. Obviously not for your arena tickets. We've already said that, shout out to Tank. But if you use FGC Arcade at checkout, you too can get that. Go register at GG Evo. Do that. You should do that. One of these players is going to get that covered completely. Shout out to PlayStation. If they can get to first place, get that hospitality packet win. Big win. Like I said, I can't think of another like online tournament that gave such a prize for first place. That's actually insane.
Yeah, and of course, with the performance that these guys have been doing, Tiger Pop being one of the only players, though, that had their match be 3-1, maybe that might be indicative of something. We never know. On the day could be a massive factor. But what do you guys think? I mean, C4, you're a Zato cosplayer. I myself actually play Zato as well. So I've got to back it up for Kiev. Even though Tiger Pop is like the UK representation here, you know, it's hard. It breaks my heart either way. Or
it is kind of sad. I'm pretty clean cut. I enjoy The Office. I'm a fan of David Brent. He is from Slough. So is Tiger Pop. I'm a very simple man. I follow the logic where it leads me to, and it leads me to Slough's gunslinger Tiger Pop. But I've seen this matchup so many times with Latif versus Tiger Pop, and I think a lot of Zato's. Yeah, exactly right. So I think he's gonna know the matchup. Is he gonna know how to fight Tiger Pop though? That's different. For people that don't know, Tiger Pop bought the game on console to compete. He is hungry. Like, I said it was an investment because he should win, right? I wanted to win. I want to see the UK guys stand up. But he has to go through such an onslaught of top players from PSN here. So let's see how he starts. Starting pretty good. Burst there from Kiev, wants to go back to neutral, but the bullets reach. So neutral might be overrated in this matchup.
Yeah, already Zato's strongest defensive tool is no longer a factor in this matchup, right? Already seeing his back towards the wall. Tiger Pop utilizing all that defensive output coming in from Kiev all the way to his advantage, taking a very fast round one.
Gets the cross up, him in the neck back. Oh my gosh, Autobots. Roll out, guys. Oh, he's gonna use the super. I think this is gonna wall break as well.
Yeah. Got to carry him all the way over. Hard knockdown. Also has concentration as well. Also with the focus being able to build that gauge back. Good defensive throw. Going to be able to start the offense, but the clash, removing Eddie off the field. Gets a throw, however. Double overhead potentially? No, Tiger Pop says YRC.
That was such a sick goal burst. But he has to look for Tiger Pop's burst now. Gets hit by the dust. No dust span and brush here whatsoever. Gonna have to clean up with your body. Happy Chaos is going down. And you know what? Meter's going up. Oh my gosh, and so his morale. He gets the burst and he makes the comeback. Keeve not only took the round, but took Tiger Pop's burst. That's so crucial. Bang, bang. Trying to surf his way in there. Blocks a 2S. Oh my, he
doesn't block the cross up though.
It's hard.
Can't block forever. Block does no damage.
It doesn't. Oh, he whiffed the grab. Yeah. Okay, he's found a chink in the armor and he's just literally going at that hole over and over again. The ludicrous rollout into shoot is working splendidly for Tiger Pop. And we say this all the time, right? When you find a strategy against your opponent, there is literally no reason to stop doing it until they've shown you that they can force you to go for plan B.
Yeah, and of course that option with the crossover roll into shoot, even stronger than what it was before. Of course, a lot of things that can be said this patch is like some of the more less utilized tools are super strong now, and of course that roll pretty much being the major case for Happy Chaos, right? Like that, being able to have a faster action out of roll definitely helps a lot in regards to his mix.
Speaking of mix, people might not have seen that one. That's mix, right? So normally you see people do the wall slump mix with the high-low, but because Happy Chaos' bullet tracks, when you take off the wall, he'll go for a shot, and then you have to kind of judge whether you're going to take over Happy Chaos to cross up block or stay same side. It's really grimy.
Oh, that string was insane. Hardly moved whatsoever from that Jump 2K series there.
Doesn't get to block.
Last line of defense off from Keeve, but it does not matter. Tiger Pop, very fast game too.
Yeah, this is the PlayStation Twitch, not games done quick. Don't worry about that, guys. It's just how Tiger Pop plays.
You are really tuned into the right channel.
Yeah, don't change that dial. But it's really hard as well because Zato is notorious for having very low defense. So he can't take as many gambles or risks against trying to navigate the bullets. It's really, really hard for him.
Especially having such a slower movement option, right? He doesn't have that great of foot movement speed on the ground, and of course he doesn't have a traditional air dash the same way as every other character does. He kind of has to stagger his approach a lot more than other characters in the cast. Oh, but he does have that good 6P to fall back on though. But Tiger Pop says, I have a good 6P too, and I have a good super too, and I have a good corner carry too.
Yeah, I don't know what he doesn't do good. And Tiger Pop is so good at he's the button. He's so good at utilizing all of those tools, right? He knows what thing he needs to bring out at what moment. Oh,
he does whip the success, however.
Yeah, my bad. Kind of jinxed him. But you know what? This super is going to rectify any mistakes. He gets all his bullets. He gets positive bonus. He might not need it. And he has to look out for Keeve's burst. No, he doesn't. He needs to look out for that defensive throw. He looks out for the second one, though. JK did miss, so some jokes do go over your head. Speaking of over your heads, so does Happy Chaos go with the bullet to the brain. And yeah, Happy Chaos doing it again. Tiger Pop showing up today. He wants to go to Evo, man. He really wants to go to Evo.
I mean, who doesn't? But yeah, definitely a super strong showing why Tiger Pop has been on an absolute tear competitively online pretty much this last 6-7 months now. Yeah, definitely a strong player. But this is what you have to sort of look up to, right? This is the golden standard of this PlayStation tournament and pretty much Evo as well. This is how you want to be performing when it comes to high-level Guilty Gear, right? Guilty Gear is such a volatile game, so to be able to say that you have this level of consistency with high-level players really does speak for itself.
No doubt, no doubt. And I think he did show some promise. I mean, it's very hard. Everyone becomes a victim when they're cornered by Happy Chaos, right? Zhao more so than others, again, because of his low health and the options for reversals. I think that does make it really hard. Obviously, the universal mechanic in YRC and burst can be an option, but look at Keith in this situation. No burst, no meter. What does he do? He just has to address the high lows, which are covered by bullets. So even if he does whiff, or even if you do block it, it's very hard to take your turn back.
Yeah, and of course, if you decide to be complacent on the defense, right, he's just going to take that even further. But as you can see there, we've finally got our winners final all lined up. Jetstream coming in with Nagoriyuki. He's going to be going up against Tiger Pop. We're going to be carrying on a little bit later with that winner side final. These losers matches are currently going on as we speak. We've got Keeve going up against True Devon. We've already got our result with E and Akarai, and unfortunately E falling short to the Giovanna. Akarai wanting that salty run back against Tiger Pop. He's going to have to go just a little bit further to be able to get there, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. So as I said, we've still got Keeve and True Devon playing, and we'll be back a little bit later on with Jetstream going up against Tiger Pop. But if you want to be able to actually compete in these tournaments, if you want to be one of the players to go to EVO, of course, Guilty Gear is not the only fighting game that has the opportunity to have their winners go to EVO. We've got Street Fighter V, we've got Dragon Ball FighterZ, we've got loads of tournaments coming up in regards to fighting games, and that's over at compete.playstation.com. And say this is the first time you're watching fighting games, you're not a big fan, you know, you want to just dip your toe into some competitive games that may not be fighting game specific. Of course, there's also first-person shooters with like Apex Legends, Call of Duty Vanguard, Rainbow Six Siege, and there's sporting games such as FIFA 22 and NBA 22 as well. So once again, head on over to compete.playstation.com to be able to sign up for these amazing tournaments brought to you by PlayStation. And for those of you, of course, who are into fighting games who have missed out on these tournament series to be able to go to EVO, you can save yourself a little bit of money by using the code FGC Arcade for $25 off of your registration. Of course, it doesn't cover for the arena ticket, as we mentioned before, so be sure to register now over at evo.gg. Once again, that's the code FGC Arcade at evo.gg. We're going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to go refreshing ourselves after those crazy bunch of matches. But when we're back, we're going to have that winners final with Tiger Pop and Jetstream. So don't go anywhere, guys. Don't change that channel. We'll be right back.
Calling all fighters. The PlayStation Tournament's FGC Arcade is back with the Summer Community Series starting this June.
Let battle commence.
Get ready for 6 weeks of scorching competition and awesome prizes across your favorite fighting games. Sign up in-game on your PS4 console or on the competition center at compete.playstation.com for your chance to win cash prizes and a round-trip ticket and competitor pass to EVO 2022. Think you're up for the challenge?
ladies and lurkers, boys and boomers, we are back with PlayStation Tournament FGC Arcade Summer Community Series, Guilty Gear Strive, EU region. Tank, how hype are you? It's a silly question, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Give me a silly answer and a silly question. It's fine.
The train never stops, baby. You know, like the matches that we've had so far have been absolutely, despite a lot of them being like 3-0s and stuff like that, just a lot of highlight reels definitely going to be coming through from today. As you can see with the bracket that we've had so far, we're going to be going over to winners final first. We're going to be having Jetstream versus Tiger Pop, but as you can see, we've got our losers side lined up. You'll actually be able to see loser side right after this next match. We're going to be having True Devon going up against Akarayan. That's going to be super exciting. Yeah, going to carry on with that.
Both players, right, obviously losing their first match, having to go to floor 10, battling super hard to get back to that position, guaranteeing themselves 4th place. So they're going to be with some big prize money. But like we said, we're in the celestial floor here. Jetstream, Tiger Pop. Jetstream showing a masterclass in how to use Yuki. The one-man army. Samurai, he's going up against the gunslinger from Slough, Tiger Pop. I feel like I've never seen this matchup, but I'm pretty sure these two have played before in the past, but not for such an insane prize, right?
No, not anywhere near as much. Like we said, we're talking about a prize that's valued at around about $3,000, right, for the Evo hospitality package. But as you can see, the chat believes that Tiger Pop very strongly. It's leaning a lot more towards Tiger Pop with 71%. But we've said, of course, you guys said the same thing about Angel Mr. Uzi versus Jetstream, and Jetstream was definitely upset with that. So with this poll going in, is Jetstream going to do chat dirty again? Is he going to just say, you know what, you guys don't know what you're talking about. Let me show you the power of my Nagaryuki.
Yeah, he's going to have to be super careful because, like we've seen it, it's been flawless and up until now. If he gets a bite, he wins the fight. But obviously, Happy Chaos he's pretty comfortable at firing from full screen, so it's pretty hard to grab someone when they're keeping you away with bullets.
Yeah, of course, we were mentioning.
Nago's stocky, right? So it is going to be hard for him to maneuver around the bullets. I think that's going to work in Tiger Pop's favor.
Yeah, hopefully there will be enough blood in the tank to be able to utilize Nagaryuki's specials to be able to close the gap. But Tiger Pop's the one that's going to be closing the gap to start off with. Already managing to open up Jetstream, push him towards the corner, catching the backdash, forcing Jetstream to use an early burst.
Oh, when he catches the backdash with the bullet, that's so unfortunate. But I like the idea from Jetstream, using the invincibility on the backdash to try and avoid the gunshot. Wanted actions indeed. Needs to be like the one. Neo time, he gets the jump in, big counter hit. He's looking for the burst, but it doesn't appear. He just jumps out by stomping on his head. That was so smart from Tiger Pop. He was like, of course I want to burst here, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah, Jetstream falling. It's quite a difficult situation there, right? Because imagine how much work you would have to then do just to try and get to close that gap after getting burst all the way back out into full screen. It's where Tiger Pop wants to have you. It's such a sticky situation, Tiger Pop with these block strings both in close range and then being able to run that zoning game from full screen after getting burst away. But Jetstream once again with the defensive throw in the corner. Is he going to go for another burst bait? No, decides to keep him locked down using the RC to extend for another round of offense. Catches the air dash out saying, no, these are not your skies.
Predictable.
Definitely was predictable in the air dash out. Jetstream managing to catch him out. Doesn't catch the roll though. Gets called out for that on the cross up. Guard Crush pushing towards the corner. Throws him out of the 5D.
Oh, and he was looking for the burst again. All the binoculars, he's still searching. He can't find it. Gold burst gets blocked. Nice punish. And the roll reset to put him in the corner. Puts the bullets in the clip. He focuses again. So he's got all that concentration. Oh my gosh. It's so... There's asbestos everywhere, Tank. All the dusts. Breaks the
overheads
wall.
And cross-ups.
Oh my days.
No forward-facing block strings to be seen.
Oh no, he's got the voodoo on and he's cursed. Yeah, that Fukio is not gonna work. It does not beat bullets. Tiger Pop. I mean, Jetstream definitely showed a lot of like, you can't do this on me. I mean, he did get hit by the roll, but throwing him out of the dust is really, really smart because like we said, right, on whiff or block, you really can't challenge him afterwards anyway because of the gunshot.
Yeah, we already saw a demonstration with Tiger Pop being able to utilize that against Jetstream's backdashes, right? Jetstream predicting when that bullet would come into connection just to have Tiger Pop delay that gunshot, catching the tail end of the backdash, utilizing that, carrying all the way to the corner. It's a scary thing to deal with.
Yeah, blocks. Wasn't a perfect shot, so there's no guard breaks here. There's one. Put the voodoo on him one more time, and he crosses him up. I don't think Jetstream was ready as he was jumping in himself. Gets rid of the scapegoat. You're going to have to face this head on. And he couldn't whiff punch for the 5K bite against the low. Counter hit confirms he focuses in his face. I wasn't ready. Jetstream having to make his way back in again. The 6P kind of worked, not so much. Good tech though. Beyblade scapegoat in the way. Stomps on his head. He gets confirmed with the bullets. Into super.
That was a clean sequence.
Surgical precision here from Tiger Pop for sure, Tank.
Slowing down the pace a little bit. Which, as a Nagoriyuki, is always probably going to work out good for you, right? Being able to commit a lot more to them slower normals. But Tiger Pop, he's such a good master of dictating pace. He's able to swap between this sort of defensive, offensive mindset on a switch.
And look at that omelette do the margin. This is Nago. He's got very good defense. Oh, I thought he was going to meet him in the air, but instead meets him on the ground. He backdashes the bite. He is so ready. He's got 100 tension. This has to be brown bread. Yeah, ball break. This should be enough, even though Nago's got good guts. But today, yeah, it's an empty gut. As he empties the clip on him, and Tiger Pop 2-0 up. Jetstream's doing good. Hopefully, chat can give him some energy. Shout out to Spaghetti Showdown. He can still do this. He can still do this. Nago's definitely one of those characters that only needs 1 or 2 opportunities to turn the tides. But he's going to need your energy because Tiger Pop is on an absolute tear up right now.
Yeah, definitely not faltering at any moment there, especially with like the utilization of defense, right? In a game that's so offensive, being very strong defensive is probably one of the most strongest things you can ask for in a player, right? But of course, probably taking a moment to think before going into this next match, which I do like. I do like being able to slow down the pace a little bit, trying to just cool your jets as we go into potentially our final game here. Tiger Pop showing up strong once again, 2-0. Early burst that whiffs against Jetstream. Tiger Pop trying to capitalize off that, get this corner pressure going.
Yeah, you can definitely see that Jetstream's thinking a lot more beyond just the combos, right? He's getting the hits and going, Tiger Pop might want to burst here. He might be scared, but he is Daredevil right now. The man with no fear, and he is the man with a lot of meter because he's going to get the positive after this as well. I'm sure he's going to run forward and take all the opportunities he can to open up. Man like Jetstream, he's blocking out. I love this. This is going to beat this grab. He went for grab, right? Yeah, 100%. Of course he did. Smell the ocean.
Yeah. But Tiger Pop's going to take this opportunity to calculate. He's got 100 meter on him. How he decides to spend this 100 meters is going to be really important.
He's on a fixel from the scapegoat.
Whiffs on the bullet, though.
He's got 100
but does have the spacing.
Oh, he has the FD because he does want to take the chip.
Chip is going to be a huge factor. He's going to go for another spin. Reload. Time crisis.
Shoot off screen. Reload. And he got that one bullet, and that's all he needed to put Nago down. Jetstream was so close. Oh, he's not giving the burst way too much, I feel, and he's giving Tiger Pop too many opportunities to get out for free. I love that he's being such a conscious player with Nago, especially, but I feel that is definitely being his downfall here. He's going to slump, but he's still going to get that super though. He's going to break the wall, positive bonus. Jetstream, this is your last chance to stay in the celestial floor. Good block on the cross up. He's adapted. He bursts to keep the corner. Cut the backdash. Tiger Pop. Ready breaks. Always ready break. Super. And I think that's going to be it.
Oh, I think that's actually going to hit OTG. Yeah, Tumbles doesn't even connect. Uses the PRC to be able to avoid the punish. Gold Burst gets punished though. Here we go. Jetstream has an opportunity now to carry on forward.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he might be from Spaghetti Showdown, but there's no spaghetti here. He's going to finish this combo. Super, that's going to be more than enough. Jetstream, there's still hope. Chat, there is still hope. Jetstream, the claws of defeat. He breaks out. One heart down, one more to go to get this game and try and make it 2-1. Oh, the haymaker. Taking him to the corner.
Oh, and another drop of that super once again.
DJ Khaled. Oh my gosh, wall to wall. Chris Brown, he's there. RC, yeah, I like it. Is he going to break the wall though? He is, so he's going to go back to neutral, but the positive bonus is going to help because his blood is draining. He's got so many resources by these scout blocks that here, Tank.
Has an opportunity to try and YRC, but Tiger Pop says, enough games. This super's going to connect. No more drops from me. 3-0 going over to Tiger Pop.
Man. I think
again, that's another close game that, like, even though it was 3-0, it could have easily swung the other way with just one or two little mistakes that was coming in from Tiger Pop.
Yeah, I think if Jetstream pulled the energy of that last game at the start, we could have a different result because Jetstream really did show smart tries at adapting to Tiger Pop, right? Even with the backdashes on bullets, it's really, really hard to do. And you need a lot of foresight to go, me moving backwards is going to help me approach Happy Chaos. It's very anti-intuitive to go, oh, I'm going to backdash a bullet, but then I'm further away and I'm Nago and I don't have a run, right? But he was showing that. Again, I feel that looking for the burst is really smart because someone like Happy Chaos and a character with low health, those burst baits are smart. On the surface, they're very, very smart. But Tiger Pop utilizes that against you. So being smart sometimes is not the right approach when you're playing as someone like Tiger Pop.
Yeah. At what point, though, do you decide to abandon trying to go for the burst bait and then just try to capitalize on damage every time, right? It's very difficult to try and adapt when you're so utilized to how players have this sort of natural tendency to want to burst in these sequences, right?
Yeah. Oh, man, this sequence was so crazy. This is when he dropped the super. Oh, no, he didn't drop the super. Oh, yeah, he just went back to neutral, right? Look at the health and, yeah, just that one bullet. He misses the bite. He didn't get one
this
the
is
whole
the sequence
set.
where, yeah, he dropped the super here, I think. Goes for the 6S and then drops the super here. Yeah, this is where it all managed to go towards Jetstream to take that round. Pushing towards the corner, being able to get such a brilliant overhead sequence there to break the wall with super. And that's all it takes sometimes, especially with a character like Nagoriyuki. Like, when Arc System Works were trying to talk about this character before the game came out, they labeled him as a one-shot character. And I think that's that's probably the cleanest way that you could probably describe Nagoriyuki, right? All it takes is one.
Yeah, I think when you play a character like that, that kind of equalizes a lot of bad matchups because it's like, well, if I get one hit, I can win. And Jetstream did show that. He just didn't bring it to the table quite enough. But Jetstream is not out. He's on floor 10, so he can still rank up. But he has to wait for his opponent, True Devon or Akarian. Which one of those people will he have to fight in losers finals? We are going to find out very shortly. I don't even know about the True Divine. True Divine versus AKA Ryan. Geo versus
Could it even
Ram.
be True Divine with the one on the card, though, right? Both of these players lost their first rounds in this top 8, by the way. So these guys have been through an absolute slog of a top 8 bracket. But to have, to drop out so early and then still be in the tournament at this stage probably shows really good, mental fortitude, right? Which is another super important aspect. Some players thrive in losers bracket, and I feel like both of these players have definitely demonstrated that with them still being in the tournament at this stage.
Yeah, I think what you said is totally right, and I'm pretty sure Akarian's like that. When they're in losers, they're hyper focused, right? They're so okay, this is what I need to do. I need to be clinical, and we've seen how fast Akarian can think and translate that to in game. He's so good at that. True Devon, though, he's very good with Ram. Obviously, we know this, right? From his placements offline at Arc Revo and stuff like that. He's going to be more comfortable with the stressful situations, I feel. And that can play on your opponent, right? Because they're not going to fluster in situations that you might find normal people scrambling in. So that might work in his favor against Akarian because he is definitely one of those players that will just go dash up cartwheel on a whim, right? Just to make sure that you're paying attention to how he plays and not what the character is meant to do. He will definitely throw you a couple of curveballs, give you a couple of Akarian knowledge checks, not Geo knowledge checks. And you have to be ready for that in a best of 5 situation.
But the chat definitely thinks it's True Divine, not True Devon, with that 67% on the poll there. Let's see if chat knows something that we don't. Let's get into it. Of course, this is to try and get that third place spot, try and get that run back. As you said, C4, these players want to get back into that celestial spot on the upper bracket in Grand Finals. Unfortunately, there could only be one. It's been a while since we saw these guys. Of course, as we've been mentioning before, these guys lost in their first round on the winner's side. So these guys have had time to be able to adjust, get put into the loser's bracket, try and pull out the energies from wherever they need to try and survive on this loser's side.
Yeah, there's definitely some benefit from taking the scenic route in a tournament. Like you said, they're a little bit more warm, they've had more games, they're more in the zone than players in winner's side. But they've got a lot of stress knowing that one more loss and they're out. Good throw behind the explosion.
Yeah, definitely utilizing this Ramlethal game plan to its fullest extent. Not going to bother with the burst. Of course, with health values like that, 7 golden letters, sometimes you're just going to need to have rounds like that. Unfortunately, Guilty Gear is that kind of game where you're just going to have to take rounds like those on the chin.
Yep, you have to just move on and go, be like that sometimes, for sure, for sure. And you know what? As a Geo player, I'm sure you can make your opponents go through one of those as well. But at the moment, when you're back to the corner, not many resources in deck. Oh my gosh, that CP was ridiculous. He's Tinder swiping Geo into the corner. Nice 6P though. It's the fight back here. What a backdash.
Good defensive backdash.
A backdash. Oh, is it laser beam time? Oh no, too high. Yeah, has to go for the other super. Makes sense.
Still works out though. Yeah, very quick game one. But yeah, just pretty much from rounds out, like being able to disable Akarian's style of play, right? There's no point in trying to react to something when it's all such a tight sequence, you know? And the one opportunity that Akarian did get to play, of course, True Divine decided to go for the high sword as opposed to the low sword because he managed to call out on the jump. And the way that block strings kind of work in Guilty Gear, well, in Strive specifically, is that if you block something in the air and then land, you're stuck in block for a long time. It's sort of the double-edged sword of being able to block in the air, right? You can block in the air, that's great. But when you get put back on the ground, the next layer of mix-up that you're going to have to deal with is going to be even more potent with that additional block stun that you're going to suffer from.
Yeah, it's a very, like, stressful situation. Even though normally in those situations you go, well, I'm in block, right? So there's not much when it comes to mix-up, so I'm not going to be out of block. So you're going, absolute guard, please save me, praise be. But in a game, like we said, 2-frame throws, backdashes, really fast, like cross-ups as well. It's not always as rosy as the flowers may make you think. Sometimes it can be very awkward in those situations, like you said, and it can change depending if you IB'd or if you FD'd or a combination of the both. It's quite hard to do on the fly and on reaction to do one of those options. FD a little bit easier because obviously you can just hold it, right? You don't have to time the IB, which you have to do with holding back at the time of contact of the strike. So you get a lot of momentum and you have that like sleep paralysis. That's what I call it. It's a sleep paralysis because you're awake, but you can't do anything. You know exactly what your opponent's going to do in terms of offense. Like they're not going to back away. They're going to either try and call out your backdash or throw your reversal or anything because they've got so many plus frames. So it's not a nice situation to be in, but it's better than taking a combo.
That's true. But yeah, of course, it kind of evolves from there, right? Because as I was mentioning to you, the whole thing with getting them extra plus frames is because Akarian plays Giovanna in such a fast pace, right? You don't want to be able to give Akarian that breathing room to be able to have interactions with the other player. Of course, True Devon just wanted to make it a single-player game to the best of his ability, and I really think that first game demonstrated that. Like, round one, pretty much an entire corner sequence, managed to have the pressure be completely on lock, and then round two, any of those neutral reactions slowly got sniped out with just a few good reads on sort of how Akarian wants to try and close the distance. And I feel like that's a very potent part of Giovanna's game plan, right? Giovanna is very fast, but she's very traditionally linear. She's only going to approach you straight forward, either via an air dash or via the ground. So you only have sort of two angles that you really need to cover. There's not like any really tricky stuff that you need to look out for in regards to movement towards your opponent.
Yeah, we saw in that set when Akarian went for the flip and True Devon just IB'd it. First time seeing it, right? And like you're saying about how Geo plays, very, very easy at stealing turns back, right? So easy because a lot of their specials do leave her plus or at least like safe. So you kind of can block, quote unquote, her out and kind of just go, you know what, I'll take the throw. Wasn't going to react anyways, 2 frames, whatever. Just take the throw. But that snowball effect, something you mentioned earlier, can amount to a W. And in the moment when you're defending against it, you're like, nah, it's whatever. It's only like, 5-10%, whatever. They get a safe jump. I sleep. As long as you're not breaking the wall and doing crazy geo damage, I'll take it. But yeah, death by faster cuts is still a death at some point, and you have to be wary and take reads on geo if you're on the defense. Or you can take the True Devon route and just go, well, I don't have to block you if I'm making you block me.
Yeah. And of course, as you said, you could block the entire thing whilst you're going at it, but risk is a factor in Guilty Gear, right? Its own mechanic with the more you block, sometimes getting hit by the initial combo may have resulted in less damage than what would happen if you blocked like several sequences and did a really good job blocking them just to get hit by the tail end, where there's then resources being built because of your offensive pressure. You're building meter, you're building risk against the opponent. You're sort of gauging what the opponent can react to. You're sort of building up that knowledgeable backlog so that when eventually the walls do come down, because good players will find them cracks, as you said before, like the chink in the armor, and then you don't need to worry about 2 or 3 more mix-ups because the risk build-up has done all the work for you.
Yeah, and we saw that. I mean, Ram's very known for it, for doing like 5p as an anti-air, right? And we saw Cheese do that, right, in his matches. He would 5p and go, well, in my head, I was like, well, if you got hit by them, you get some damage. If you're really clean, you can get like a 5k into Wrecker sequence. But when you block it, I'm like, damn, that person's in danger. Will Robinson, call someone to save this person. Because they're not going to be lost in space. They're going to be lost without health bar. Because, like you said, the risk build up and the advantage that Ram gets from plus frames is so scary. So, yeah, like you said, sometimes blocking can put you in a worse situation than sometimes taking a hit, depending obviously on like how much risk is up and where you are on screen sometimes as well. And if your character can kind of fight the fear with a reversal, I know as a Leo player, I'm like, cool. You know what? While I was blocking in the air, I was also holding charge. So you can come towards me if you want. It's up to you. But I cannot be held responsible for my reversal.
Yeah, but of course, if you guys are enjoying today's matches and you want to see more, of course, there's loads of FGC Arcade Summer Community Tournament Series still yet to come in the future. Of course, yesterday we had Tekken 7. Last week we had Mortal Kombat 11. So we've still got plenty of stuff for you guys to compete to win that EVO Competitive Pass priced at around about $3,000. We've got Dragon Ball FighterZ, Street Fighter 5. You can see the schedule right there. So June 30th, you've got Street Fighter 5, and you've also got Dragon Ball FighterZ just the day afterwards. But say you're not a fighting game player, say this is the first time you're watching the PlayStation Competitive Series, you could always check out some of the other games that they have there. You can see on July 5th, you have Apex Legends with their Master Circuit. So be sure to head on over to compete.playstation.com, check out all the different tournaments that they're going to be running over there, and be sure to get you guys signed up. It's so easy to sign up. But of course, for the FGC Arcade Summer Community Series, you can see the grand prize, as I just mentioned before, the EVO Hospitality Package. It just has such a good ring to it, man. You know what I mean?
It's certified. Like I said, it's the best. It's the best thing I've ever heard. If someone said, you know what, just the hospitality package makes me like, oh my gosh, that's so prestigious. And to whack Evo in there, it's just like, well, it doesn't get better than this. Like you said, 3K's worth of prize for first place for sitting in the comfort of your own home with us on PlayStation.
But to be fair, like
so sick.
the matches that we're seeing now, these are sort of heading towards the higher prizes, right? Going from like $25 to $100 and even pushing towards that $200 limit. So whilst it's not a trip to Evo, $200 is going to help pay for a few good meals when you go over to Evo, though. That probably sure.
Yeah, you can hit up Uber Eats or Just Eat, get some grub while you're there. Thanks to, you know, placing really high in this stacked top 8. But let's see who's going to be next to claw at a bit more of that prize pool. Akarayan, aka Ryan, versus True Divine. Who is going to get to fight against Jetstream? I have no idea.
This has probably been a bit of a blessing in disguise for Akarayan, right? True Devon being able to get that very quick game 1. So just having the ability to just shut True Devon off for a few minutes or so, just allowing you to recompose yourself, drink some water, stay hydrated, reassess the game plan.
Oh my omelette, do that much. What?
Oh, tried to call out the wake up buttons. Just ended up getting BRC'd, going back towards a neutral.
All got caught with the Wreckers. That was so quickly done by True Devon, a dismantling of Giovanna there. Nice backdash into far S, a nice backdash from Akarayan there, turning the tables, spinning around, getting mad dizzy right now. Wow,
waking up with the buttons. Oh, but the drop with the RC, tried to go for the fancy stuff with Season 2 changes, not working out, but we'll take these tick throws. One more throw will do it.
6p at the ready, no overhead. This can turn around so quick. We're still spinning. 5p, 5p, check in, and martial arts. Look at the form. Look at the stance, Tank. Straight spine, straight arm, clean. Takes out True Devon, making it 1 round apiece, but back to ready to the corners here. Akarayan just jumps over the explosion and a 6p True Divine. Backdashes to 2k, no feet today, please. Explosions. Oh, I had to burst.
Once again, getting locked out with that high sword. Immediately upon bursting, trying to jump out of the corner. True Devon saying, no, this is where you lose.
Well, I mean, you mentioned this earlier, right? Sometimes it just do be like that. Both of these characters are meant to make you feel really sad and be like, you're just an NPC in my game. You're just a spectator who had the control in their hand at the moment, right? Both characters are just known for running through their opponent. We might see the opposite this time. No, True Devon said, no, I'm going to play today. Pass me the pad stick, hitbox, whatever you play on. Akarayan pushing him back to the corner. Here's the throw. He's going to RC. He's not going to go for the frame kill. He's going to go for the actual kill. And there you go. Glass all over the place. Down the cathedral, I think the stage is. I do not know. It's a weird looking place. But let's look at the characters instead of the scenery.
Staggering pressure. Trying to get Akarayan to bite. Akarayan tightening up this round, but does get clipped out by those massive neutral buttons coming in from Ramoval. Oh, sets up the sword to punish the 6p. 6p working in Akarayan's favor before, now turning into a weapon of destruction for True Devon.
Damn. He did it. He didn't run up. Oh no, I think he missed the IB. Can't really punish because there's an RC behind that super. And you know what? That was so smart by True Devon. Going for the side swap. It was like, yeah, you blocked it. Oh, avoided. He probably went for a throw
but
there.
Immediate jump P. Yeah, already covering it with that really fast jump normal button just to try and avoid the situation with the air throw afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Super smart.
Real Sigma energy there from True Devon around start. When dash up 2k against a character with one of the most ridiculous 2Ds, right? War crime in 2D, but still going low. And Akarayan must be holding up or just holding back because the legs, the creps are being checked. The in footlock is giving you a call. Come collect. Jumps out though. Now they're going to turn the tide to your Tank. Ooh, good catch the backdash.
Doesn't manage to break the wall with super, but is still going to be able to use that meter offensively. Gets the counter hit, forcing True Devon to burst.
Oh, I was about to say, Akarayan could definitely whiff punish that. Nice RC and another good block. Catch the backdash with 5H. And there we go, gets the confirm. That was really smart because True Devon was showing that, you know what, they're not going to stick to blocking and being a victim because obviously risk is something you might want to think about later on in the set. But catching the backdash with that big 5H was really sick. And there we see Akarian going on offense, round start 5K, getting the party started.
Yeah, the trade working out in Akarian's favor there as well. Doing the heel flip, being able to get that trade. Already getting such a good result in the corner here. Cashing out with the super.
Oof. Wow, so much damage. He got kicked out of the lobby. I don't know what to say. So, Akarian has definitely changed up the game plan, I feel, from the last game. I think as soon as they went for the round start pinwheel and it hit, they were like, okay. I have to change up because being defensive wasn't really working, right? True Devon, I think just naturally with his character, is very good at going, it's kind of your turn. Here's a couple of frames for you, but you got to be watching out for the explosion, the 2K, my jump attacks, or me just backing away and going, well, I just outrange you. So yeah, cool. I've moved away from you, but I can still hit you and you have to approach me. So yeah, I really like how Akarian didn't kind of crumble under the focus and the realization mathematically they're 2-0 down. And that can definitely weigh heavy on someone's mind if you think about it too much.
Yeah, especially on the loser side when you're trying to climb towards that redemption arc, right? Going back onto the winner side bracket. Also with just the way that True Devon has been calling out on like these Akarian 6P interactions, right? I feel like 6P hasn't been working out for Akarian the way that he really wants it to. But instead of that, instead of trying to buckle down and close his doors and try and lock up defensively, he's decided to throw a bit more caution to the wind, which I feel is like a really, again, sometimes doing the smartest thing may not actually be the best thing for you to do at that specific moment, depending on the interaction with the player. So throwing a bit more caution to the wind, a lot more momentum going into those heel flip kicks. I feel like perhaps maybe there's some of that True Devon doesn't really know about judging the range when momentum is affecting that special normal, right? Because it covers a lot of ground when you do that move whilst dashing forward, right? It covers a heck of a lot of space. And it just so happens that Ramlefall's normals cover a lot of space. So it seems to be working out really well. And even on trades, it's in Akarian's favor to be able to close that gap afterwards and then start running the Giovanna game plan, as you were talking about before, with these really tight block strings, really good sequences, and good whiff punishes as well with like the Mago 2D button and such. So yeah, Akarian definitely has clocked onto something that True Devon hasn't.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they can hold on to that sort of like focus. Like I was saying, I think when you have players this good, a lot of it moves towards the player's mental rather than the character they're picking, right? And picking out points where it's like, okay, yeah, the character's strong, but they've got this habit. So if I can capitalize on that habit, I have a shot. And doing that on floor 10, I was about to say in loser bracket, in floor 10, doing that is difficult. It's really, really difficult, especially like we keep saying about what is available as first spot, right? They're still in contention with that. Technically, they only have to win like 3 more games after this. They've got to beat Jetstream and then reset against Tigerpop. So it's in grasp. It's visibly there. The opportunity is still within their means, man. Don't let your means become dreams. Believe you can do it, and let's see if Akarian can still do that, because they are down in the set. But showing the explosive power, and again, we have to talk about his quick wit, right? When it comes to those like scramble situations in a matchup where Calvados can come out like that and completely ruin your plans, right? To be like having all of those like issues and problems that could stop him from doing his offense come up, he can take something like we was talking about earlier, like, you know, being plus 3 or 4, 5 or 6, depending on the situation, and go, I've got 7, 8, 9 options, and they have 6. He can calculate those in like a nanosecond, and that's extremely hard to do. But it definitely suits his playstyle and the character he has. If True Devon can just keep their composure and go, I'm up, right? I've got more games than you. You have to beat me. I just don't have to lose. And they sound the same, but they're very different mentalities, because Akarian has to go in. He has to get the W's, where True Devon just has to go, I'm going to deny you getting them. I only need 1 more game. I'm going to deny you with these 2 big swords. You have to come at me now.
Yeah. And if you're a player like both of these are that tend to play for long amounts of time, endurance is probably a big factor between these two, right? One of these guys I have to give. So as what you were saying, if True Devon is happy to sort of take this time to its fullest extent, he's all that while he's doing that, he's getting information, he's mentally frustrating and tiring out his opponent all the while, and cracks will start to show eventually. Unless, of course, Akarayan plays perfectly and manages to blow through the next game, it's going to be very hard for Akarayan to continue with this positive mental fortitude, and True Devon's probably going to look at that and try and exploit that to its fullest extent. But ultimately, it depends on the mentality of these players. Like, as I said, both of these players play for long sessions. Like, Akarayan does that and streams on top of that as well.
Yep.
So he has mental fortitude. That's not a doubt in my mind that he has that mental fortitude. But it's when you're at this stage of the tournament with such a prize being up for grabs, you know, things may start becoming more apparent a lot quicker than what you would have done in a more natural sort of environment, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think that's always going to play on how you approach a matchup, right? Because I think, like you're saying, it goes without saying, you know, like streaming is one thing, and I'm sure both of those players definitely do stream, but dealing with stream chat sometimes can be an obstacle in the game as well, right? Having people like backseat and tell you, oh, you should have done this and should have done that, when they're the ones sitting in the driver's seat doing really well, both respectively, you know, like regardless of streams and tournament results, they're very, very solid players. And this is like a testament that they're here in top 4, battling out in floor 10, losers side. They've only got one more opportunity. Being behind, even for True Devon, being like, I only need one more game, that is stressful. It sounds like he's in a better position because he has to do less, but you've got more to lose. He's got way more to lose. Akarayan can flip the switch and go, you know what, I've got nothing to lose, right? I might as well go for this, right? There's no benefit of him playing coy or cautious, because it's like, well, if I let Ram start doing Ram stuff to me, right? If I let Ram start pushing me to the corner, setting up sword explosions, and then I've got to guess, it's not going to bode well for me. So I have to take the advantage when I have it. And round start is as much of an advantage sometimes you get against Ram, right? Even though it's neutral, it can feel like an advantage. So you have to take those. And I know that Akarayan is definitely someone who goes like, this could get me killed, but I'm going to go for it, because if it works, I'll win. So let's see if he can keep onto that momentum. Hopefully he hasn't got cold fingers. Hopefully he didn't get into his own feelings, right? He needs to stick to the game plan that got him that really sick round that we saw him finish off on.
Yeah, it was such a super performance just before we left off last time. So Akarayan has left from this last match with the advantage mental-wise anyway, right? He came off on a really strong format. He was there to run it all back. Hopefully, the break hasn't done too much to defer him from that, but there's only one way to find out.
Gonna let those intros rock. I'll neutralize you, Gio says, with a lot of confidence. What does Ram say? She says, I'm a lady of no faith.
I don't think there's too many ways to...
You're gonna have to prove it to me. Show me the evidence.
I'm going to destroy you. What do you mean?
Gold burst. This is the energy. Yeah, this is the Akarayan energy you need. Oh, and you know what? It hit. It definitely hit. And he's been blocking them so far. Maybe Akarayan thought it was actually going to be blocked and wasn't ready for the confirm. Or maybe it was combo amnesia and he just forgot. He sees the whiff, bro. And he's going to throw that corpse down the cathedral. One round. No burst for Akarayan tank.
And that's definitely snapped back towards True Devon. To say that you've had to spend your burst and also spend 100 meter just to result in that as well. But starts off offense really well, gets the corner position, forcing True Devon to use the burst. Mid-screen is up for grabs and it's going to go towards True Devon.
Oh, that was such a massive 2D. Oh my gosh, firing my laser. He's going to get the wall break, positive bonus, but Akarayan has that burst. If he gets a gold burst, this is Ether Stevens. All right, blue.
Blows through the projectile, calls out the neutral.
Oh, but look at the meter on True Devon. You've got to look out for a reversal. BRC instead, no. Good blocks. Didn't go for throw this time. Ooh.
YRC does manage to connect. Gets a whiff punish, gets a hard knockdown. Pick up OTG, but the throw on the dust. The nerves you have to be able to commit to pressing that throw on reaction to the dust. Some players would probably just be too scared and decide to hold down the block, but True Devin definitely having the nerves of steel to be able to go no and throw.
I honestly think there was more layers there than an onion in a British winter. Like, because to go for a dust there was probably the last thing that not True Devin, a normal person would have thought of. Because they'll be like, you're Geo, you can just do meaties after meaties after meaties. You're one game down, why would you just not go for the safe stuff? To go for the throw is like the third layer of inception for True Devin there. But again, he did have the lead. So he might have been thinking, well, I've got very little to lose. Yeah, you might take this round, but the grand scheme of things, I'm still up, right? So yeah, there was so many layers in such a small, tiny, nano interaction there.
And of course, True Devin definitely utilizing a lot of spacing there. We did see Akarayan wake up towards the end there, like that drill kick towards the end really did put Akarayan in the driver's seat for that game. But just these little micro interactions, as you were saying, you know, deciding to go for a slightly different layer of mix-up and being able to defensively react in that sort of way really worked in True Devin's favor. Setting up swords, yeah, just they're so good at deciding to layer offense and deciding not to go for the most obvious swing straight off the bat. Like when you have that sort of ground to air interaction and you think, oh, I could go for an air throw here, but I'm just gonna hold back a little bit because I don't want to be that open-ended in terms of how I want to approach.
Yeah, it makes total sense. It makes total sense, and I think True Devon's definitely found their footing. Obviously, having a pretty rough time in their first game. It was obviously hard fought, but like we've been saying, taking the scenic route is hard, but sometimes it's more beneficial. I think they've found their stride, and now they have to go up against not the same player, but a character that sent them into floor 10 though. And this is Jetstream. He beat the Demons for True Devin, and now this is like the #1 headband guy.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can do this in losers finals. Let's see what the poll says though. That will be interesting because, like you said, Jetstream, you know, hasn't been like a people's favorite so far. We're gonna see that pop up. But who do you think before we see the results from the chat, Tank?
I would like to think, that's tricky. I don't want to. I would like to think that True Devin once said, win this again. Well, apart from the fact that they want to win a trip to Evo, I think, like you said, their demon was already defeated by Jetstream, right? With E. And Angel Mitsauti is unfortunately already out of the tournament. So this is the next best thing. This is True Devin's redemption arc. So he's going to be going at this really hard to go, yeah. But chat says 67%. They definitely seem to be favoring Nagoriyuki's and Jetstream in particular as well, which is understandable. Like, as soon as they were wrong on that first result, going with Angel Mitsauti versus Jetstream, I think the chat has definitely come to favor with Jetstream, and it's understandable.
Yeah, I mean, his performance has been solid. Like, he didn't just win the mirror match, he made the other Nago swap characters. And that is a massive confidence boost as the person sticking with your guns, right? Obviously, both of these characters are really strong in their own rights for totally different reasons. The outcome looks the same. They both just hit you twice and you disintegrate. But we saw this at the start of the stream, right? We're back. All roads lead to Rome. And Rome today is Nago versus Ram. We're getting it again, but I believe it was the other players using them, right? So Jetstream went up against Cheese, I think? Yeah. And like Devin went up against Mitsauti. Oh, it's looking like a Ram day today. Nagos have been winning over Rams as of late, but yeah, later on in the tournament, like we keep saying, the tables are turning in multiple ways. True Devin is on fire through his losers run.
Oh, just that slight micro walk to avoid the throw. Ends up the corner position. Deciding to use that Season 2 dash cancel to be able to stick to him like glue.
FP. I like the initial intent there. But empty jump from Jetstream. Checking his opponent's reactions. Nice jump over the sword, but True Devon was ready. Far rest and Kudadu. 2K. Stick to that wall for me, please. I think attention on Jetstream's side. He can make this comeback. He just needs that one hit, which he's not going to get.
Yeah, True Devon definitely wanting to get that run back against the Nagaryukis. Losing to the first one, definitely not going to fall twice to Nagaryuki. That's not what you want to have. You don't want to have to fall to the same character twice, right? Because that kind of feels like that's a massive flaw in your matchup knowledge, in your game plan, which a player like True Devon definitely doesn't want to have out to the people. He doesn't want people knowing that he could lose to Nagaryuki, so he's definitely going into this with explosive fervor with that RC confirm.
Yeah,
Decided to hold on to the meter for the neutral interaction on wall break.
I really appreciate people that hold to the bar. And I really appreciate when people bait YRCs just like True Devon did. Stealing this, never mind, stealing his turn back. Here we go. Jetstream backs away. BRC, no one's home. He's still got 50 tension, but that's not going to help you against Fares, is it? Ooh, there's another one. Oh my gosh, big easy to the face. Jetstream not giving up, even though it was looking dire, as True Devon was turning it around. Let's even keep on to that burst. Never mind, he's going to use it. More for positioning purpose, though.
Oh, tries to call out a jump out on the side of True Devon. Jetstream now slightly closer towards the corner, but decided to spend a bit of blood to be able to push back out into mid-screen.
Nice backdash. That was so clean. Speaking of, you can both do that. He's looking for the burst again. Jetstream. 6P. Okay, 5K. Not got the range to confirm off of that. Wreckers. Jetstream doesn't have that first mind game. Wow. Did you see True Devon Usain Bolt into Jetstream? I think that was a call out on his backdash to try and throw it, but he just mistimed it ever so slightly.
Yeah, well, we have seen with Jetstream him really being able to turn the tables when he does succeed on then defensive throws and then defensive backdashes. Not so much perhaps with the burst baits. Of course, I would like to think that him overestimating when people are going to burst is the reason why he's in losers finals, not sat in grand finals, because several times against Tiger Pop did he end up losing to basically due to a failed burst bait. But in regards to backdashes and defensive throws, when he does get him, he definitely capitalizes to the fullest extent.
Yeah, you
definitely burst to keep the corner position.
Wow, he backdash Fares. Oh yeah, okay, the 2K called the backdash. What? He Fukio'd into that Dragon Punch. I used to call them Dragon Punches. I think DP actually stands for don't press.
You're dead. Swing, bada swing.
Swing! That was quick. Jetstream. The numbers are even again. 1-1. All right, we're getting less zeros further on in the match, in the tournament. I like it. I like it.
Duel 1.
And I think that was more sort of like towards that later half, just throwing caution to the wind, definitely relying more on believing that they would confirm. Oh, burst bait working in Jetstream's favor this time. But yeah, throwing caution towards the usage of blood and just going for these crazy corner sequences into a blood burst, into one mix-up to guess the game, right? Like, look, this is a situation now where it's either going to work or it's not. Minus 12, going to get thrown into the corner.
What? He is a Sigma. He's a Sigma. He actually bursts. He puts the mask back on. No face, no case. And no neutral for you. You cannot land. Beyblade. He had to sacrifice his burst, though, to maintain that win, but he was looking so strong in that first round. Sweet!
Oh, and here's that offensive sequence once again. Really doing well on this corner sequence, both with just optioning between a frame trap and a throw. The strike throw game on the side of Jetstream in the corner.
That, everyone got hit. I'm not trying to hear it. Good backdash, though. Checked him with the 2K and slash. That sequence, we kind of glossed over it. Let's run it back, right? That grab sequence that Jetstream did to True Devon with his back to the corner was quite gross. I had to lean over and grab the bin real quick. I was feeling a little bit queasy. He did command grab, PRC, jump air throw. Like, And he punished the burst with a throw. He could have went for a combo because it was a blue burst. A lot easier to punish than a gold burst, right? Because gold burst is it's still punishable on block, but a little bit harder because it's better frame-wise. He was sending a statement. He didn't just want the W. He wanted to send a letter to his opponent to let him know.
Yeah, definitely stacked up on the mental frame damage just with through throws alone. But of course, I kind of put myself in a bit of a curse there because as soon as I mentioned that he was not, Jetstream wasn't succeeding with the burst baits, he gets one heck of a burst bait to be able to really steamroll the rest of the matches throughout. Oh, look at this pickup as well with the Fukio into the DP as well. Excellent sequence here for a mix into game. Goes for the low, swing by the swing.
Home
in a blink of an eye.
Yep. Fight, win the fight. It was a really sick backdash, but I think True Devon wasn't ready to actually escape that situation. Kind of hesitated after the backdash, went for the 2K, but yeah, that 2K is letting Jetstream prevail. Unlucky True Devon, like we said, the scenic route almost got them back to grand finals. I had to play twice as many matches, but it's still in with a little bit of money for placing in top 4. But we are playing for the most amazing of prizes, the hospitality package. It just even sounds good. Hospitality package. Jetstream versus Tiger Pop. It is time. It is actually time to see who's going to get that first place position.
Yeah, and of course, Tiger Pop been sat in that seat. Tiger Pop has probably been watching a lot of these matches, right? And he's just been like, okay, Jetstream has been really doing damage on floor 10. I'm going to take all that information, I'm going to roll with it. As you can see with the statistics there, 83%. And that's even with more matches played, right? We were talking about the scenic group playing matches, getting to play more matches. And even with that not being the case, 12 matches, still being able to consistently get that 83%. Only 2 losses throughout both the qualifier events and also within this top 8. Yeah, definitely speaks a lot.
No doubt, no doubt. It's going to be pretty hard, obviously, on the side of Jetstream, because not only do they have to beat Tiger Pop, they have to do it twice, as they have to reset the bracket, right? Because they did go down onto floor 10, so they've got to rank up and then de-rank Tiger Pop, who's been looking pretty phenomenal, man. That purchase of the game for console is definitely paying off for him. Either way, because even if he comes second, he gets some money, so he's going to get reimbursed. So he's probably feeling pretty comfortable
change as well.
yeah. He's feeling comfortable, but the chat is comfortable betting on Jetstream 67. I think like you said earlier, the prior bets where they lost out are not betting on Jetstream. I think it's all coming to fruition now.
These guys have consistently been hitting like 67% on Jetstream as well.
He's got a fan base.
Yeah. 67 is definitely looking to be Jetstream's lucky number. But like Tiger Pop's not a man of luck. Luck is a factor in skill, and Tiger Pop knows that. But he's out here to perform. He's out here to try and claim that hospitality package.
Indeed, indeed. This is gonna be. We've mentioned it earlier. This is it. We've come down to the sweat. We have Tiger Pop versus Jetstream. Grand finals time. Who is going to Evo tag?
UK or Italy? Let's find out. But I mean, what a performance either way, all right. Like, being 18 years old and having such a performance, because it's kind of the balance between like reactions versus experience. A guy at 18 has probably not had as much experience as somebody in their 20s, right? Well, depending on how much they played fighting games, but still, man, I wasn't going to Evo when I was 18.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I was not mentally ready. My hands might have been execution-wise, but not mentally. And right now, Jetstream's execution is not working out for him. He is getting rolled up on. Oh my gosh, and he hit him with a mix-up. Went from behind the neck, dust into bullets. Tiger Pop might have been cold, right? Having to wait for his opponent, but he looks ready and winning. Oh my gosh, he finally got the burst bait. He just prevailed. He never stopped. He said he baited me so many times. Don't talk about the prophecy. It always works, Tank. Let's talk about the... He said, I know you baited my burst. I don't care. I don't care. I'm still going to get it. Eventually, I'm going to feed on your fear.
And already starting off with such an amazing sequence, getting that positive bonus, getting the hard knockdown, potentially a mix-up for game here. He gets that pickup, he's going to get the corner towards a wall. Red RC, a super fast game one.
The chat knows. The chat have inside knowledge. I'm calling it. They've got inside knowledge. 67% Tiger Pop loses. This is a different Jetstream.
This is a Jetstream with nothing to lose. Oh, letting him take off the wall to try and go for the left-right mix-up. Does not work in Tiger Pop's favor, but does get that big counter hit. Also retaining that meter.
Yeah, there you go. He said you can use your scapegoat, but I'll find you. Just like Taken, he got the bite. The prophecy. The prophecy tank.
And that overhead has been working wonders. He's really been getting Tiger Pop with those 5Ds with 50 meter behind him as well. Oh, but the gunshot.
He has broken it. He's the chosen one. He's the chosen one. He saw the manuscript and went, move over, old man. It's time for a new era.
Who brings a sword to a gunfight?
Yep, that's literally the logic that Tiger Pop is running on. Oh, burst, keep him in the corner. Where you backdashing to? Look at the damage. Okay, Tiger Pop still has burst. He still has burst. He's got to hold on to it. Clutching his pearls. Who blocks?
Guard crush. He's going to be able to get a punish. And has meter as well to back him up. He's going to be able to go into the super. It's either going to break the wall or he's going to get a hard knockdown. Either way, this is looking great for Tiger Pop.
Oh, and he gets his mask on safely. But is it going to help? I think Tiger Pop knows who he is anyway, so covering your face isn't going to help. But you are pretty close. Maybe you're going to go for a normal. No, he's too worried about taking the chip damage, and I respect it. He's got 50 tension. How is he going to use it? Not while I see. He's probably too far. The burst gets punished. That was rough. That, like, the decision that Jetstream would have had to make in that micro moment would have been so rough. Had to spend that meter.
Well, of course, tying it up one apiece now. Still quite a fair bit of a mountain to climb, but Jetstream definitely seems a lot more alive than what he did when, of course, he was playing in the winner's side.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Already doing so, like, against Nagaryuki as well, doing a ton of damage. Any other character, that would have pretty much been brown bread, but still managing to kick it. And then speaking of getting kicks, getting jump 2K'd into 7 golden letters. Oh no, the round start sweep.
The Classico bringing it out when it matters. Tiger Pop trying to seal that plane ticket, looking at his passport saying, it's time. It might be time to go. Jetstream, though, still got burst and still has Nago with the mask on. Look at the blood. It's really low, so he's got a lot of options at his disposal. Nice head throw. That was so sick.
YRC does not want to have to deal with the mix-up. Goes for the roll-through. Gonna go for the slump into the charge shot. Game number 3, 2-1. Tiger Pop trying to edge ever so closer towards tournament point.
This close, man. This close. Second place gets 200 currency points. The first place goes to Evo. Hospitality package. Tiger Pop can smell it. But Jetstream could take it away from him. Gets knocked down. It's not a great start, but we've all seen him. With what he can do with 100 tension. He just needs that one hit. Good back throw, and he's got the corner positioning on his side. I think he wanted the fast start PRC there, but Tiger Pop is squirming, but he does get away from the sword. And now he gets to draw for his weapon. Drops the combo, goes for the haymaker. Focus, think about it. And he didn't think about the back of his head. His neck gets blessed by his feet, and then he gets rolled up once again. Autobots at the ready. He missed the throw. Tank, is this a turnaround?
Oh, catches the backdash, forcing Tiger Pop to burst. Clone definitely covering Tiger Pop there. Tournament point for Tiger Pop. Gets a curse early on.
Okay, he backdashes. Uh-oh.
No burst to save you here, Tiger Pop. You're going to get a hard knockdown in the corner here. You better respect. Offensive burst, wants to keep that corner position. 50 meter, is he going to spend it? Yes, he does.
I like this decision, right? Because he is going to go back to neutral against Happy Chaos, which is normally not that great, but at least he's going to get the advantage frame there-wise, right? Happy Chaos is going to land on his back, so he's going to have a safe approach. Try to shimmy him. 2H whiffs. Imagine that. Oh, and he gets the legs.
Also, with that 50 meter to boot, Jetstream was probably looking at a YRC or an opportunity for Tiger Pop to escape. But Tiger Pop saving that resource to now be able to go on the offensive and set up this ranged game plan of his.
He's on a pixel, though. The final pixel for Happy Chaos to try to put the clone out. Okay, if he waits and is patient, there you go. He can wait for his moment, right? The resources on Tiger Pop's end are going to go down the focus. Yeah, and Tiger Pops knows that. So he's going to approach a little bit more to make sure the steady aim doesn't drain too much of his concentration. The blood's pretty high on Jetstream's side. This is for a ride on a plane to Las Vegas, and he gets the shot, and I think
is
that's
he going to get super? No, he's not going to get it. It's the blood pop. Burst gets punished, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Tiger Pop from the UK, Happy Chaos. He's going to Evo.
He is going to Evo. The gunslinger from Slough is going on that plane like a world warrior to Evo to represent our neck of the woods with almost a flawless demonstration of Happy Chaos, right? You only lost like 1 or 2 games, not rounds. Like it was 1 or 2 games. So, I mean, I think Jetstream definitely battled hard. It's difficult. I think even if you don't know the game too well, you can see a bulky fella like Nago having trouble navigating. He's going to need more than a sat-nav to get around those bullets from Happy Chaos, but I think he did well. When he had his opportunities to get the damage, what we're going to see in the replays, he definitely cashed out. And he did a lot
definitely
better.
Started off strong, yeah.
Yeah, he did a lot better because what we were talking about, the burst baits, he doubled down and went, now you know that I'm going to, in my feelings about baiting your burst, I'm definitely just going to bait your burst every time. And it worked out for him one of those games.
But of course, it was pretty much at that point where Tiger Pop was able to actually start locking up on that defense, right? At that very first game, that really explosive one from Jetstream, like always constantly getting opened up by like 5D into red roaming cancel. But as soon as Tiger Pop was locking down on them 5Ds, he was finding himself a lot more opportunities to utilize his meter offensively more so than defensively. Like, look at the amount of cross-ups that Tiger Pop was able to put on display. And that feels like the one consistent thing both on winner's side and this run back in grand finals, right? That chink in the armor from the cross-ups was still pretty much prevalent between both of those sets.
Yeah, 100%. I think everything else Jetstream had like a contingency plan for, but yeah, the roles, we were going to Griggs. Sausage rolls for everyone. And they worked pretty much all of the Tiger Pop's matches, I believe. I think maybe Ryan blocked 1 or 2, and then that forced Tiger Pop to go to plan B. But yeah, here with the final pixel, this is the matchup. What do you do in that situation, right? It's like, yeah, Tiger Pop has a sliver of health, but I can't get in. What do I do? But you know who is getting in? A plain Tiger Pops. He did it. All through winners. 1 game he lost, Tank. 1 game.
And that one game, we were just like, oh, this could be something completely different. And Tiger Pop just shut down that notion straight away. Even then, even before all of this happened, there was only 2 games that he lost. So he played the most matches out of everybody for the most part, statistics-wise, with like the open community, and still managed to have the highest result. But of course, that's it for Guilty Gear today. But there's even more fighting games that are going to be happening on over the weekend. Tomorrow, of course, you can, well, later on next week, we've got June 30th, we've got the FGC Arcade with Street Fighter 5, and then, of course, the day afterwards, you've got Dragon Ball Fighters. So still plenty of fighting games to be had. Of course, we've got North America doing Guilty Gear Strive later on today as well. So if you want to watch some more Strive action, you can be sure to check that out as well. But if you're not a fighting game player, perhaps maybe you'd be more interested in Apex Legends, you can see. And of course, if you want to enter any of these tournaments, the best place to go to, of course, is compete.playstation.com. There, of course, you can check out all the tournaments across all the different games that PlayStation are hosting, and you could possibly get yourself an amazing prize like the Evo Hospitality Package. It's just so amazing. Like I said, around £3,000 it's priced at. That's really, really good. But you know what also sounds really good? $25. And you could save $25 if you use the code FGC Arcade over at evo.gg. As we mentioned, it doesn't cover the arena tickets. It only covers for your competitive pass entry. So be sure to head on over to evo.gg and use the code FGC Arcade to get yourself $25 off. Well, C4, I'm pretty sure we've got to go and talk to our boy Tiger Pop and ask him how he's feeling, because UK representation going over to Evo is huge. Congratulations to Tiger Pop, man. I mean, what a show he's had. We mentioned, like, at the start of the show, consistency is an important factor, and he has definitely proved that today.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think anyone can doubt it. Really, really sick play. Execution, understanding, not of just his character, of his opponents as well. And being able to keep their composure and just bring it to, I think, a lot of players that he's never interacted with before as well. So that definitely shows a lot of skill from him. I think that was a fitting end to the stream, right? We saw a good representation of characters, a lot of adaptation as well. But it's been a pleasure. Shout out to Tank, obviously, carrying me on comms. And shout out to PlayStation, man. Like, again, one of the most incredible prizes to win for an offline tournament. And obviously, praise be to the voices in our heads. Shout out to production, as always, for keeping us on the straight and narrow through these hype sets. I need to rest. I need to take a lie down. I don't know about you, Tank.
I'm just going to look forward to watching Tiger Pop perform over at Evo. But for us here at the FGC Arcade Summer Community Series, we will see you guys later. Have a good day.
Calling all fighters. The PlayStation Tournament's FGC Arcade is back with the Summer Community Series starting this June.
Let battle commence.
Get ready for 6 weeks of scorching competition and awesome prizes across your favorite fighting games. Sign up in-game on your PS4 console or on the competition center at compete.playstation.com for your chance to win cash prizes and a round-trip ticket and competitor pass to EVO 2022. Think you're up for the challenge?